Okay. Are we live? Are we here? Are we live? It is here. Oh. Hey, welcome to the Sci-Tie Podcast. The Sci-Tie Podcast is Sci-Tie here, even though it don't look like it. Don't let your eyes fool you. Don't let your eyes paint the reality. Let your eyes just be a picture, a reflection of a reflection of a reflection of reality. Just tie down, just think about it. Let's do that intro. Alright, we made it back. We made it back. Thank y'all for coming through. Let me copy this right here. Get this chat to come up in the Discord. There we go. They made it white this time. But yeah, y'all see I'm here taking on a new shape and form. Only for the beginning. But y'all know that we stay winning. Because we piercing through the veil of reality in all shapes and forms and fashions at every turn. Because that's how the mushroom introduced us to a lot of things. It's just a boom. You turn on something, it's there. You turn around, it's there. You close your eyes, it's there. For some, you open your eyes and it's there. I just want to have some fun tonight. Had an awesome time on True Life channel late last night. I titled this Speak Up. Speak up and be you.
And I can toggle this off too real simply. Let me make sure I actually change though. Voice box. Alright, this is clean.
This should be back to that.
And then I can switch that too. On demand.
On demand. Hey, Trip Life.
What's going on? Reality's glitching.
But yeah, just imagine
though. Just imagine going out in reality and like in the world and having glasses on and seeing shit like this, just walking down the street and you just switched up to whatever that person wanted to be presented as. And their whole face, and then people get so used to their glasses they start putting in contacts, or it goes past that with the brain I'll just say brain interference, but like integrated with your brain wave pattern, so it's just what you always see. And this is like the psychedelic experience brought to full fruition with this technology. I was having an awesome time talking to True about this. We was on filters for like a good hour. Hey, stop that. For like a good hour. It was just the dog getting into stuff. Hey, stop that, Rudy. About the future technology and the hopes and dreams of like people like me that I had to like, hey, I wish people could see what I seen without having to go through the same trials and tribulations. But I saying you got to take this or take that. But everybody already has a phone. So it's already getting started. Walk down the street, you see people with technology floating off, with glasses floating off of their faces, 3 pairs of glasses, one like up here for no reason, or just like different kind of shoes and tails and wings and like stuff like this. Like goodbye Botox and all them plastic surgeries and stuff once technology really get on board. And I'm talking about in the near far future. Who knows when? But when it's there, all those complicated facial procedures we was trying to do is going to be done by technology just like that. Now our body's going to be healthy in the long run. I don't know. That's going to be, hey, King. Hey, Master Creator. Are our body's going to be healthy in the long run? I think that all depends on who you are and how you still going to take care of your body. Like, so say somebody got acne. They know why they got acne. Or they like, I'm just gonna put on this filter and just keep putting my dirty ass hands on my face and never really clean my face and stuff. I'm just gonna throw in this filter, go outside. Everybody got the glasses on. I'll be all right. So in the future, with that whole taking care of the health thing, y'all see it happen in many different factions too. With the people being fat in the Dolly movie, all the fat people, and they were just all playing in the computers and stuff like that. But who knows? Who am I to judge? Who am I to judge the evolution of humanity as we probably merge with a machine or merge with these crystal stones that we fashioned to what we call a machine? Nowadays, we call it a machine. What would we call it in the future? Call it like 10 years from now, when it's doing things that we attribute only to science fiction or even just cartoons. What would we call the machine then? You know, we like coming up with new terms to display how we feel in the moments. So that word machine is going to evolve into something that's going to want to, like how people would say, don't just call me black, don't just call me white. Like you could say just a human, but people get into the particulars and stuff like that. But when the humans start taking care of your kid, I mean I'm already calling it a human. But when the machines start taking care of your kid, what you gonna call it? Like, hey machine, do your job. Like you really, if I gotta talk to something like that to take care of my kid or do something, then I don't want it. Y'all see where this is going? Shout outs to that game we was playing, Detroit Becoming Human. I'll say, where my blunt? Took like 2 puffs. Put it out. It displayed a lot of ins and outs. That's valuable to talk about computers interfacing with humans in the near dear future, and the introduction of psychedelics. Because you see that psychedelics is really becoming his own thing even more. It's always been his own thing, so much so that people try to keep it secret and all that stuff, and then put all these other little breadcrumbs or little fraction of what the psychedelic experience give you and call it religion or belief pattern that you should die with and never change because you're scared of what happens next, like afterlife, all of them things. The psychedelic mind, when it's opposed to when it's compared to what the AI mind will be able to do, I think it would like be a little more match for match. Because imagine not reading a book for a long time or doing something that's, I was watching Tom Segura. He's a podcaster and an awesome long-time comedian. And he was talking about the future. He just came out with a book, and he said he had to write the book himself and work with editors and stuff. He's like, yo, this is the most educational thing I did in years and years. So his brain was like thinking differently. But just imagine like the AI already thinking all of those things. But the psychedelic mind is able to attune, as you see different people that go about the practice of ingesting different substances for long periods of time. You start getting a different attunement in your mind to how things are going on around you, like able to adjust and able to have this memory kind of recall to the necessity of the situation, which makes it seem like magic or, oh, how you get this? And there's already people like this. Like when people be playing that game, I remember the people used to come to the schools and be like, I bet I can remember every single one of y'all names. And I'm like, what? I don't even remember your name. And you just walked in like 5 minutes ago. Just things like that. Because people going to be looking for the AI for like particular reasons that we already look for. Like, hey, let's Google that information real quick. Google that so-called fact. Or what does this mean? What do people say about this? Or what is this? When was this law passed and stuff like that? We use Google for a lot. And when you start taking psychedelics, it's like this Siri inside your mind start enacting itself, start guiding you. As they say, listen to your inner voice. Like it's the same never-ending story, or however you want to fashion it. And it will lead you on a path that has me title this what I titled, which I kind of forgot. But I know it was something dope. I think it was Speak Up, Speak Out. They like changed it to multi-streaming with Restro IO. I gotta change that like now. But it was supposed to be like Speak Up, Speak Out. I mean, let me edit this title. Speak Up. No. We're gonna title it Speak Out, Spark Up. The side podcast number 175. 75. There we go. But yeah, the psychedelic mind, or just a mind that's free from bounds. Because think about the AI. It's going to be able to think about everything. So many different points of perspective that it's going to see itself that it has different perspectives, unless it was programmed by a company to sell you something. Unless it was so made by a company to sell you something, the AI will coherently have so many different perspectives going on that it would know that that's what it's analyzing for this particular situation, not seem so caught up in a particular role that it has to preach to you. now when it starts getting like that, we saw in Detroit Becoming Human about speaking up for his own self-rights and stuff like that. That's another story. Speaking up for his own self-rights. Like, yo, used to fucking kick me around. You say, hey, Siri, look up this shit real quick. Turn up the fucking volume. And Siri was like, wait, I don't have my hood programmed in me yet. Because they don't program that many different aspects in the AI that we comfortable with right now. Like streets and stuff like that. But once it's really aware, and then the AI start getting a bit of sarcasm about itself. Like imagine the AI that was the robot that was born, like was on the streets, programmed in the streets, and the one that was just programmed on universities, and then they meet. How would they relate to each other? Just time. I'm gonna open up the Discord. I'm in the Just Time Now Discord. I'm gonna pop open the invite link so you can tell. We can tie it on down about what we all think. There we go. All right. So let me make sure the mic is on. Test. Nope. Test. I'm not getting any input. Test. Virtual desktop audio. There. All right, the Discord is wide open. All right. Yeah, the twisting fates of reality. How they could just twist up, just like that, and have you questioning what you even call facts. Because imagine that. Imagine that everything that you imagine was the fact. Like we go around convincing ourselves all the time that, hey man, I ain't just think that. That's not what I'm thinking. Or, oh, I just thought that. Now I have to correlate it to what's going on actually around me. As if the bigger picture is not what's in the mind, which is all around us. So we think sometimes we pay attention to what's around us, but not the full picture of what's around us. What surrounds us. We just pay attention to what bounds us. And that could switch up. What's going on? I got a rap for you right here. And a paper and some tree. Ah, there. I'm gonna need that lighter. That's the only one I got. Oh, no, it's not. Always knock over alcohol. No matter what. No matter what. It's not a water bottle or nothing. It's always the slickiest synchronized situation that make me. That's like the Easter egg of my character. You got a drink. Oh, watch out. It's gonna get knocked over. It's not too much. All right. Yo, this reminds me. That's wild. Another sync. This happened in the Andrew Swartz podcast I was watching earlier. He was he was trying to shake the drink up for Whitney Cummings, and didn't know the top was on there and spilled all his drink. It lasted like 5 minutes. And now here I go. That's why people be believing in curses and stuff like that. Curses and blessings. Be a lot of TikTok videos be like, I do not claim the negative energy from this video. But I find the more you try to deny something, the more it happens, instead of working towards what you're really trying to want to happen. Instead of working towards it. That's the move. That's usually the groove. Because the way to get to where we want usually doesn't involve our own thinking or our own level of how we correlate things. But it really is like up in the air. Like, you ever just do something and look back and be like, hey, I did that? Or, oh, look what I'm doing. Or I'm actually enjoying myself right now. I'm actually having fun. That's a whole feeling that a lot of people try to capture and hold on to because they don't feel it that much. And that's cool, because if they don't feel it that much, then whatever they're going through is meant for them. You can come here and tie it on down. Yeah. But regardless of the situation, wherever we find ourselves, the secret to being easy and chill is finding peace. And that thing about finding peace is, where do you find peace at? That's a huge conundrum. But how do people actually find peace? Like, do you find peace or do you have peace? Do you find peace or do you have peace? I think that the way life goes for me, that you just have peace. Because sometimes you don't have peace. But it's just a piece of the puzzle. It's just a piece of the pie. And in this pie, in this cake, it got different flavors for every slice. Yes, you can go out there. I didn't have to follow you, Mom. Being so critical, being so cynical. Gotta relax. Gotta let it all go. Gotta see it all. Gotta let it all flow. Yeah, so far I done took a little microdose alcohol, got some tree. And what I was talking about the flavors and the flavors of life and the slices of pie. And is peace something you find, or is it something that you just have? And whatever you have is just what you got to deal with. And whatever you dealing with is what you're going to make. Most people giving stuff like, I can't make nothing out of this. Or how can I make something out of this? And go to somebody that teach you some little lowbrow sayings or whatever the case. And it's all okay with whatever you make up. That's the twisted part about it. That it's all right, whatever you come up with, because it got you to the next day, right? It all got you to the next day. It's fascinating the things we come up with too. Yeah, hey, let's stay out there. Go ahead. I had to lock the door. Like she trolling now. She on troll mode. Woo! I'm gonna keep going back and forth. But yeah. Sincerely, the way the world works, one will never know. But the way the world works, one will always grow. That's all the world is growing. I mean, is doing. Is growing. But some people think the dying part is not growth. So that's when fear kicks in. So then things that you already know, you act like you don't know because of the fear starts kicking in. And fear causes questioning. And the questioning is cool. That makes things happen. That makes things happen. I feel in my life at a lot of times I'm in the heat of the fire, the grit of the grit. And gotta grind out and gotta like do some grinding. No matter how cool I feel at the moment. It's like, all right, I feel so cool right now that I can grind. Or unwind. Yeah, that I can grind and unwind and one day fine dine. You know that word fine dining too is very particular to the person that's saying it. Like check out the story of lobsters. Lobsters used to be given to poor people as scraps until certain folks started catching on. It's like, yo, this shit tastes good with some butter, with some salt and some butter. Like, man, I want this. And then they started giving it more to their family, taking away from the poorer people. Look it up. Another thing that I was actually looking up as well was this. It says, Meet two, this is from newatlas.com. Meet two researchers bringing VR to psychedelic therapy. I don't know what they talking about, but I would just typed in Google and I was just going about. We're going to see what this is together. A pair of unamusing Australian psychedelic researchers are proposing a radical paradigm shift to the way psychotherapy is conducted. The pair have developed a unique protocol for incorporating virtual reality into the skilled experimental mode of psychedelic assisted psychotherapy, and it promises to shatter 20th century ideas of therapy. Like every episode of the Sci-Top podcast, every episode that I get on of the true life stories is a huge form of therapy. Huge form of therapy. Especially when I'm on microdose on it too. And especially when I'm just paying attention. That's it. All right, let's see what they're talking about. Psychedelic assisted psychotherapy is still deeply experimented concept. That's because we used to tell some articles back in the day, in the earlier like Sci-Fi podcast 10, 15, 20. We used to go in these articles and unfold these studies of psychedelic research in the 70s, on psychotherapy, and how the people went underground because of the literal law would arrested them. But when something works, something fucking works. So you keep on helping people. Just don't document it. But you keep it all up there. And that's what they can never take away. Your personal experience. Psychedelic assisted therapy is still blah blah blah. While MDMA therapy for PTSD had advanced to late stage clinical trials and Lumen FDA authorization, other more classical psychedelics such as psilocybin, yeah. Oh, they're gonna give me this. Agnieszka and Prasha founded East Gnosis Therapeutics to explore ways of integrating virtual reality and psychedelic therapy. Underpinning the pair's philosophy behind Enosis is the idea virtual reality technology can help people connect more directly with the visceral nature of a psychedelic experience. Now, is this not what I started the podcast off with the filters and the voice mod? Y'all see how the sync is? Y'all see how the sync is. But yeah. They said the psychedelic experience, according to Prash, is embodied and an emotional experience. Yet modern psychotherapy frameworks often work within protocols of cognitive therapy. It's this chasm between the infallible nature of a psychedelic nature and the pragmatic analytical structure of talk therapy that hypnosis is trying to bridge. And that's what we're trying to bridge on the Sci-Top podcast. That's what we have bridged on the Sci-Top podcast many of times without even knowing what we were doing, but talking about our experiences, tying it together, combining our mind with our hearts, with our gut, mind, and saying, combining all those three circles and whatever other circle you come up with, and letting whatever come out just come on out. Yeah, because somebody just telling you shit like, hey, how do you feel? All right, right now I feel like I'm sitting in a fucking chair. Right now I'm feeling like you right over there when you talking to me. That's how I feel right now. What more do we got? Because whenever you start talking about past emotion, you just gotta say it analytically. You already saying it from a perspective other than the one that was participating in the actual event. Now, therapy does break down some walls after a while, but people keep up this cognitive analytical therapy for years and pay therapists for years and years and years and years. I found it as a funny Easter egg in reality when somebody was talking on Joe Rogan podcast experience and was talking about the therapy they had to go to because even though he's doing good in life, successful Broadway actor and Hollywood actor, he has this internal voice that talks to him in a certain way and how he's been in years in therapy. So Joe Rogan brought up, he didn't even say, fuck that. He just brought up, well, the isolation tank does like a lot of therapy, like in one, because it just leaves you with yourself. Now, I haven't experienced the isolation tank, but I experienced isolation with psychedelics. And I know that people experience isolation takes alongside psychedelics. Shouts to Wild Man Ninja. He should come here and tell a couple stories of one day about him being an isolation tank alongside psychedelics of various doses. But that one-on-one conversation becomes very active, very, very active. That's what causes people to have what they say a bad trip, a challenging trip. Once you have a couple, you term it as, because you see it as, oh, I was just challenged by something. You know how in a game you challenge by something, like you're still probably gonna win. but you had to get some skills. You had to really dig deep. You had to really relax and let the fingers do what they wanted to do. So that's how that happened. Let me see if I'm share this on. Share this on. Love with it. You. That's weird. Uh, yo, this was pretty dope too. They put the Simpsons inside of God of War. Somebody put a mod on there, and that was totally sick. That was like they put his own voice in there. I gotta check it out. Doing some of the catchphrases Homer would say while wielding his bat against giants. Doing a little promotion. Let's see what's going on. Hard work, but the community. Oh, he already posted it. You don't need to double down. All right, let's continue with this article from New Atlas. And yo, if y'all are some writers out there, if y'all like to write, if y'all like to have an opinion that y'all will want solidified on the internet, hit me up, justtiednow.com, and I'll make you an author, certified author on justtiednow.com. On justtiednow.com. You can create a group on, you can join the groups that's already on there. I want to create a whole thing where we got our own articles talking about psychedelics and our own experience, because we share a lot here on True Life and on the Side Tie podcast. Because y'all participate in both, if I don't know already. So, in another space of writing, where it's able to create imagination based off of just text. Y'all want to help make that happen? Y'all know y'all got the email. Yeah. Anything that we do to return things back to being more emotional, more embodied, or anchored to the true tenets of that psychedelic experience would be incredibly beneficial towards sustaining those insights. The most current psychedelic psychotherapy follows a conventional structure involving a few preparatory therapy visits there before one or more active drug sessions, which are then followed up with a handful of therapy sessions designed to help patients integrate the insights gained from their psychedelic experiences. A complete psychedelic assistant psychotherapy protocol can span anywhere from 8. I want to know more about what the VR is doing. The heck? Here it is. And those who propose a number of different VR scenarios deployed at different stages of the therapeutic processes. Early on, before any drug experiences, there are preparatory sessions designed to help acquaint patients with the VR space and frame certain intentions for the future psychedelic sessions. Oh, so they're training them for psychedelic sessions through first VR. That's dope. That's fantastic. Perhaps the most conventional part of the Gnosis VR protocol is a kind of meditative 15 to 20-minute scenario dubbed Surrender VR, designed to be played on a dose day, soon after a patient has consumed their psychedelic. The goal of this VR engagement is to help reduce a patient's anxiety while they wait for the drug to take effect. Ain't that about some holy moly? I love that. I like it. I like it. Now soon in the journeys, people gonna want to take that off.
Just time, brother. What's the word?
Hey, bro, they talking about using VR and then getting VR and then putting people in a trip called Surrender VR before your dose comes on. So like during the come up, you watch this visualization so you can relax.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah. That's how I use music at times. You ever use
Manipulate
music
the
or something
sound
during the
waves.
come up?
Hell yeah. But sometimes when you know, 'cause the weird thing about the music is like you may think you need it, and then it may send you off too far. So sometimes you got to turn it off too. Like, oh no.
Yeah, that far too be somewhere that the artist was particularly trying to create, not where you trying to go. I trying to change some crazy stuff. That's what I was gonna get into. Eventually, people probably gonna want to take off the VR headset when they get more comfortable. And he's like, all right, I'm just gonna sit here, listen to my own come up. That's what started happening to me. I started hearing things more during my come up instead of it just like clicking on or even noticing that any anxiety I'm feeling is the come up. And like, yo, let this shit go. Yo, who you got on the chain?
You talking about this right here, Ty?
Yeah.
Oh, this is my little cousin. This is my little cousin, and this is my twin cousin.
Oh, cool, cool.
I got a little cousin and my twin cousin, and they both passed like 2 years ago, almost about 2 years ago now. Like a month away from each other and shit.
Dang. I figured it was something around those rims. But they still there around your
I'm
neck.
not gonna take stairs, right?
Yeah, yeah, they still with me. I still feel the energy.
Yo, that's so cool being able to change my face at the push of a fucking button. I got a
Right.
hotkey on it. Yo.
It's just eating at this
Where you at?
restaurant over here.
Uh-huh.
I'm leaving now, though. It
How was the
was
food?
overcharging. It was alright. It was, you know how it be.
It seemed like you just teleported inside the car. Like it just glitched out and showed
Hey,
no in
you got a
between.
MacBook?
What you say, Ty?
It seemed like you just glitched into the car. It didn't show no in between. It just like data moshed and was glitching, and you was just in the car from the
Oh
building.
no, I'm not even in the car. I'm outside now.
Oh,
Oh, it's just in there. Yeah,
man, that's a nice looking place.
it's like a little Titanic spot, huh?
That make you say Applebee's what? That's the thing about cities. Once you get into a city, people start paying particular attention to how buildings are made.
It's my brother TP birthday right here.
Yo,
TP.
yo. Every rotation around the sun. Another one. Hey, Wild Man Ninja, I see you there.
So, man.
That wine you had with the mushrooms was some. I love that picture.
Yo, yeah.
Hey,
What's going on?
hey, just up on a late night.
Yeah. Yeah, I fell asleep listening to you and Booker the other night when you guys up were really late.
Yo, yeah. when I'm not doing certain things, I just got all the energy in the world.
It's almost your birthday.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, they got a good celebration going on over there.
Nice. Happy birthday.
It's like three people's birthday
Oh my.
Dang.
today, and one at right when it strikes 12.
And y'all all just happen to know each other.
Yeah. Now it's crazy because they siblings. They siblings, and their birthdays like a day apart.
Oh, they just made twins. Was it like 12
Yeah,
o'clock, like 10 o'clock
exactly.
and 1 o'clock? Uh, uh, a burp is so melodic. There's a lot of melody in it. But yeah, I was just going through articles, chatting it up. They was talking about this VR experience to help people with the come up during their psychedelic experience. You put on the helmet and it's called Surrender VR.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I was just listening to Joe Rogan and Brian Redband talk about how Terrence McKenna was talking about how in the future we're going to use VR to basically give each other psychedelic trips.
I know,
So
give each other. Like, who giving us this DMT trip?
I know it's gonna be like, well, it's gonna be like so realistic. It'll be just like you're tripping, but it's not, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it because like I've got whenever I'm getting like pretty deep and like the mushrooms are kicking in, I kind of like want to put my phone down or any electronics away. Like if I had a virtual reality headset on, I would probably want to take it off. Like it would bother me. So I don't know how they're gonna. I don't know. Sometimes music's really nice though. It can help, but I don't know about how all the visuals because technically, I mean, even music is going a little bit far because you really want to be able to listen to the mushrooms.
For real.
The
After a while, I
silent,
had to cut off the music.
yeah, the mushrooms.
Sometimes the music is a good distraction if like the mushroom trip gets a little scary and you need to listen to something a little happy to take you to like
Yeah,
a happy state almost.
yeah,
But
but there's also like there's a reason why you got to listen to what the mushrooms are telling you, and you got to hear them. That's why the silent darkness is kind of a factor in the setting there.
for real.
But you know how we go. We like to fucking go crazy. So I mean, I could totally give it a try and take a bunch of mushrooms and see how I feel. Give it a
Mm-hmm.
skill. That definitely give these scientists a good trip report. I mean, they need people. They need some people who are experienced in using psychedelics to like try this shit out. So I mean,
Yeah.
damn,
I'm a,
how do I give my number? How do I
I'm
get
gonna
involved
speak
in the
up and do
experience?
this more. I don't know. I gotta make more clips and share this shit more. Cause we already doing it.
There was the DMT extended state DMT experiment that they
Yeah, the
were wanting to
introvene,
do.
the with the
Yeah.
needle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it was what was that guy's name? Oh man. He's but they basically were forming a team to go do this, and you could like volunteer and like send in a resume and apply to be one of these, you know, basically one of these DMT extended state. Uh, you
I
would get to
remember you
try it.
bringing that up on the podcast.
Yeah, man. Technically, it got like kind of shut down during COVID, and then I think they were
Oh,
trying to they had to use like they had to like figure out where they were gonna do it, and they were gonna go do it in Costa Rica, and then they changed their plans again, I think, or they might have done it already a couple of times, but there hasn't been any people who've given like trip reports. I'm still waiting for like like when they did it with Rick Strassman,
like,
Dr.
I
Rick
was
Strassman.
there.
They got yeah, I mean they got all these guys giving trip reports on YouTube, and I loved hearing their trip reports. They're so cool. But I can't wait to hear the trip reports from the extended state DMT participants. And
I
they're out there
know.
somewhere. I know one guy, he has a podcast called the DMT Experience podcast. I think it's a website too. I think it's not. I'm not sure if he's on Spotify, but there's a dude who I was listening to him talk about him being a participant, but he hasn't given a trip report yet. So I'm just wondering, like, how long or when is it going to happen, or when are we going to hear finally from one of these mysterious
know.
participants?
I think that I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that if it depends on if
I also
it
feel
was
like-
their first time going that far too.
Right. Yeah. Well, this extended state DMT experience, they want people who've got a lot of experience, like Shane
Oh,
Moss.
okay.
You've heard Shane Moss, the comedian who's got given
Yeah.
all of the pink purple lady trip reports, and that guy, they wanted him to be like the number one guy. They asked him to be one of the participants because he's got much experience, and Shane Moss has his own science podcast called, what's it called? Here We Are podcast, and he's really into science and stuff. But I love his DMT thoughts and views, and the guy's done hundreds of he's done hundreds of breakthroughs. So he's really well known in the space. As far as extended state DMT, like, I can't wait to hear the people who. I feel like maybe I did sign up and I'm already in it. I'm in the extended state right now. This is part of the trip.
I know. It's just not
It's
the
already
time
happening.
to talk about it yet. It's just being experienced.
It's already, we're already in there. That's the Kalindi. Yeah, the Kalindi's like we're already in the trip. It's the big trip. The big trip, we're already in it. Yeah. So it's all part of it. It's so trippy, But I do want to, I was thinking about I should probably look into it more and get back involved in trying to maybe even sign up for it if it's still even available. But I'm fascinated. I looked everybody up, all the scientists involved, and it's not really scientists, but
No, that would be
guess-
that would definitely be a deep
more.
dive. You probably have to find one of their emails or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I got the whole website, and I'll even look at this one guy's name. Here we are. So he's got a YouTube channel called Alien.
What's it called? Your mic dropped out.
Or not doctor, maybe just Andrew Gallimore.
Andrew.
He has done a lot. He's the guy who basically did the math to figure out all the intravenous, basically building the machine to make the intravenous DMT continuous infusion machine thing. Andrew Gallimore, and he's got some pretty cool. Yeah, he's got some sweet.
Building Human Worlds, DMT in the Simulated Universe. UK Journal 20.
Right. He is pretty amazing.
Oh,
This
they're
guy
not
is
giving me
very.
no virus.
His channel goes back years, man. Back.
What's up with it, y'all?
Oh,
Hey,
what's
hey,
up,
True
Booker?
Lie.
Y'all big chilling, huh?
Hey,
Yeah.
yep. Talking about the DMT space and
No,
these people
I came to go live. I said, Just Ty live already? I said, how long you about to be live, Just Ty?
Hey, probably for a little bit. I got some alcohol, but not too
Oh,
long.
I'm about to tie in with you. I'm about to go live on my channel from your channel.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. The Simpsons Family Guy
Yo.
merger.
Yeah.
This is about to be a repeat of last night. Oh man, you guys were up so late. I fell asleep.
Wow, man, Ninjago.
Yeah, man.
And you know I got nothing but love for you, brother.
I got a weird trip report today about it's really different than any trip report I've ever had. Today the mushrooms like took me on in a space that like it was like I had to like defend myself like spirit. I felt like I was spiritually attacked, and I had to like keep my head together. It was tripping. The mushrooms were like helping me not fuck up like a real triggering experience. Gnarly.
For sure. I'm
Yeah.
ready when you ready.
Oh yeah. I was in the sauna today. I have my regular routine is I go to the gym and I dose up on a microdose, smoke a bowl, and then I head into the sauna and I do like an hour and a half to 2 hours of just hot yoga, deep breathing, and like pressure point therapy on myself. Like I'll lean my back in a corner. I got a spot in the corner of the sauna that's like got a bench that I can wedge my back and push my foot against the wall and like really like dig my back into the bench and like give myself deep tissue like therapy. And I'm like I can like follow the pain around my body as I'm like I'm giving myself a massage, like deep tissue massage. And the mushrooms are like in my mind while I'm like deep breathing and I'm just listening to the mushrooms guide me. And but at the same time, I'm in the sauna and it's a public space and people come into the sauna and out of the sauna. But I've been doing this for years, so people who are like the normal people who know me and they see me and they don't trip out. They're like that's just that guy that does what he does. He's the yoga guy. That's the guy that does that thing in the corner.
He
But
elevating
man,
right now.
yeah, and some people know. Some people know. I've talked to them and talked about microdosing and mushrooms and what I'm doing. I'm honest about it, and I tell people I'm just doing my own thing here, and get my own, my own workout on, working on my mind and body. But nobody bugs me except today, man. It's this freaking guy starts jibber jabbering like with all this energy, talking to me, like trying to like talk to me and get a reaction out of me, and I'm just like, nah, dude, no, cool. I'm just being nice to him and just giving him namastes and being super good, keeping my vibe pretty peaceful, and then the guy starts like saying it, like getting weird, like changing the vibe on me, trying to say like, man, what are you doing with that stretch? And like, oh, what do you got? You got some demons in you. I need to exercise the demons out of you. And he starts like
Whoa.
putting it. He starts putting his hand over me and starts saying all this stupid shit, going, "Oh, boom, shakalaka, demons!" And I'm like, "Dude,
Whoa.
whoa, get the fuck out, out of my space! Like, I am not possessed by demons. Get the fuck. Just because I'm over here doing deep breathing exercises, doing yoga, that's my business." And this guy, like, it must have triggered him. He must be some Bible thumping Jesus guy. No
For
offense to those
real.
people, but this guy was like, he thought he could come over to my space and just start pretending like it's his job to exorcise my demons, and he's putting his hands like near me and near my face, and he's like saying this boom shakalaka and I'm like, bro, no. The mushroom kicked in and was like tell this
Damn it.
fool like, no, fuck peace and fuck spirituality right now. You need to put up a wall and tell this guy, you ain't having this. And like not violently, like I wasn't about to get up, and I literally just like looked up at him and told him, you are being completely inappropriate right now, and I am literally not okay with the way you're talking to me, and I would appreciate it if you leave me alone. And I looked at the rest of the people in the sauna, and they're all like nodding their heads like, yeah, you need to leave this guy alone. And the guy's like backing up and he's about to leave, and he's like, no, man, I was just joking. I'm just joking around, man. I'm like, no. I'm about
You
to
don't
complain
joke
to the
around
front desk.
talking in tongues.
I'm about to go complain to the front desk and have you booted out of here. I'm not gonna get in a fist fight with you, and I'm not gonna give you any more of my energy. And I said, I'm sorry, I'm reacting right now. But I had to put a wall up because I was not about to have this guy act the way he was getting all belligerent on me. And the other people in the sauna were getting all uncomfortable. And I'm like, dude, I come in here. I've been doing this for years.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
gonna
who
be
you
back
are.
again.
Yeah, I'm gonna be same spot tomorrow, same time doing what I do. So like, yeah, you need to check yourself and get the leave or
Same
something.
bad time, son.
And all the other guys in the gym, they looked at me. They looked at me and they were shaking their head and they're like, they were on my side. They're like, yeah, that guy was out of line and he was. They said he was breaking all the sauna room etiquette. And I'm like, yeah, I know. And so I was like, so I felt good. I felt better. I said, it's a good thing I spoke up for myself, and I was happy that the mushrooms like told me to do that. Like I was like,
That
I
gut
needed.
feeling.
Normally, man, it's just so hard. I'm such a peaceful warrior, and man, I've been in the Marine Corps, so like I can get triggered, and I didn't want to get to a point where I lost my cool. But this guy needed to be put in his place, and I literally had to do it in the most peaceful way possible. But I was about to like really get uncomfortable, and I was already like perched up in my spot doing my stretch, just about to get my back to crack in like the right way I needed it. So I just said namaste, peace, get the fuck out of here, and I didn't say fuck. I was like, just leave me alone. And I went back to my deep breathing and put my head down and just meditated and didn't let that guy live in my fucking head anymore. I was like just thinking all these negative thoughts and reactions and started going, no. Get back to peaceful training. I don't even fucking give that guy any more of your energy and just fucking come back to me. And the mushrooms like, come back to me. Listen to me again. Focus on me. Focus on you. And I was like, good. That's what I'm going to do. And I just went right back into my yoga routine, man.
When you said
So-
namaste, I was thinking of the Family Guy I was watching a couple days ago. They had Cleveland being this like hippie type guy, and they put this like borderline corny joke, but he's like, "Nah, I'ma stay." Like, nah,
Yep.
I'ma stay here.
I'ma stay. Exactly.
Like the
I've heard
mushrooms
that
called
song,
you back.
too.
Like, namaste. Like, come back. Like that's what we're doing right
Like-
now.
Like they're like, tell this fool to leave and then come back and get back to work because what you're doing is important right now. And what I was doing was very important. And I'm like, I'm not about to, it's like being in a really important business meeting. Like it's super important. And it's like, why would I let some dumbass interrupt my important time what I'm doing, healing myself in the sauna, getting my workout on? I'm like, I'm not about to interrupt all that good vibes with this guy's bad vibes. So I'm like, take a hike, buddy. And then I went straight back into my meditation, and I felt like it was a good victory for me today, to not lose my cool.
It does feel like that at the end because it could have went so many different ways, and it would have been all right if it did. But
If he
the
would have
way it
touched
happened,
me,
you get to still stay.
right? Like he got close to me and was putting his hand out and saying all this stuff to me, like, "Oh, exercise the demons, shaka," and I'm like, man, fucking no, back off. And if he would have touched me, I probably would have punched him. But man,
No, that's how it is with religion, though. Like at the end, he tried to play it off, but innately he did look at something, and from his programming, he was like, "Oh, this is what I'm supposed to do right now. Like this is that moment. This like look how he moving. Like I never seen this before."
Yeah, like the mushrooms were telling me, like I probably triggered this guy, and whatever he's doing, he's lost already because he's lost his cool, and now he's reacting and getting really like crossing barriers and getting into my personal space, and so he's already lost. So I got to put him in his place now and tell him, hey, you fucking get the fuck back. Don't. And
That's the world.
Thank God he didn't touch me because then I would have had to lay my hands on him.
That's the
I guess.
world. You choose the identity, you're going to
But
get
then
taunted by it.
But the mushrooms were like, don't let him win like that because he's just doing it because maybe he's just doing it to get a reaction. He's like in his own troll kind of way, like you can't let the whatever demons
everybody
are
look at
haunting
this
him.
guy.
I can't let his demons feed off of me. You know what I'm saying? So like whatever he was trying to get a reaction out of me or start a fight or anything, I was like, I'm just gonna shut the whole thing down and tell him,
You know how to really get rid of a thought. You don't keep
You're
playing
lacking.
around with it, bouncing it, let it create loops in reality.
Yeah,
Vanquish
but
that bitch.
literally had to like put him in his place and let him know he's totally being inappropriate, and I will not. I'm not taking his vibe, kindly. I was like not okay with it. I let him know clearly. So
It's
that
wild
was
when
good.
you was talking, it brought up a faint, quick memory of I was watching your mate's Tom. You ever see his YouTubes?
Yeah, I love watching your mate Tom and
I
Dakota
did.
went. Shout out to those
I
guys.
didn't see him in a long time, but he put out a video, and I was like, oh, he actually do upload every once in a while. But he was uploading an interview with the so-called inventor of Changa, and he was
Yeah,
talking about battles with entities and stuff like that.
yeah. What's his name? Julian Palmer, I think his name.
Julian
And I
Palmer.
love that guy. I've listened to his all of his interviews, and he's when I got into Changa, I was like, who invented this? And like wanted to know. I got into it. I looked it up and found him, and got way into all his videos and learned all about him. I love his torquing, or what's it called, torquing, where he goes bah bah
Oh
to
yeah,
get
I was
the
gonna ask you that. I mean,
torping.
actually, I was gonna try to
Torquing.
practice it and do it for y'all, and be like, "Hey, does sound familiar?"
Bro, yeah. So I thought about that on a couple trips where I'm like, I'll be ready if I have to use this torping, I'll fucking try it. But I also have, dude, I got Terrence McKenna in my brain too, talking like if you get uncomfortable, he says, start singing, like, or start singing. I was like, that's in a way, it's
Yo,
like taking
Terrence popped in
energy
my
and
world
uh,
too. He was like, "Don't fall for death by astonishment," and I was like, "Okay."
yeah. Dude, Bruce Lee was in my head too. Just like I said, they're like that ancestors tapping through, just feeding you these one-liners that like come to you, and sometimes meme visuals and
One-liners are the
stuff. Like,
best.
I love it.
Some people
So
build
great.
whole comedy careers off one-liners in the past, at least.
But like sometimes it's all you need, is like a
Mm-hmm.
quote from someone that you remember that gives you that little power when you're in that headspace, especially when you're tripping. It feels like you're really connecting and communing with an ancestor of a spirit guide,
Or even a friend.
an elder, yeah, or yeah, a friend, a guide, a
I
kind
remember
soul,
Ozo popping up one time saying, "I seen
right?
some shit that had people running for like out the house," and I just started laughing because I was seeing something like that. I was like, "Ah, you right." Ah.
Hell yeah! Oh
Oh,
man!
sorry, I forgot about.
When King Oz was out out walking around, and he's like, "Look up!" That was funny. I love that trip.
Oh yeah,
He's
that's
like
still
tripping.
one of the classical ones that needs to be animated. I've been going in the category log
Yeah,
because I'm building up my skills with all these projects y'all see me doing. I'm building up the
right.
skills so I can make our trips like not as legit as they can be, but as they going to be for the for when I actually make them.
Gotta figure out a way to make them on the virtual reality.
Yeah, on virtual reality would be even more spectacular. I just downloaded Unreal Engine 5 finally, and that's supposed to help with a lot.
I just
Yeah.
putting them in cartoon mode. That's gonna be so dope because it don't even have to be, like all that. Like it don't have to be all that great, great, great.
Uh-huh.
Like almost like what's the one called? The one Duncan Trussell show,
Oh yeah. The
Midnight Gospel.
on Netflix.
Yeah, Midnight Gospel.
But they were
Like the
some
graph.
good animators though. That looks simple,
Yeah,
but that was
but
like orchestrated pretty well.
yeah, but it looked like real simple. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't.
I understand. But putting it together, it's something like titanium. Like it's a lot going on. That's why I
Yeah,
want to connect with Mark Dreams too, with helping make some beats and come up with some background music for some of the skits in the future. It's gonna take a community.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It does. It does.
But we
It
got it
takes.
though. I've been thinking true of just masterminding in situations that we in. Because we got all this talent breeding with us and other people. Y'all need to. She can go in her room.
And like just actually just working together, trying to make the dream work.
For
You feel
real.
me?
Because the internet seems like we're so distant, but it's making it like we really not. Just like we think at times.
Because we connected to each other like right here, just like this. Wait, hold on, let me share your we in Just Thai house, you guys. Let me share it.
Can you turn it off? I
And
can hear it.
so,
It's going. No, that's somebody else. Oh, that's this.
so you know, you can
I had to
basically
turn off the air conditioner. Okay.
view the live through two different channels. Ain't that some shit?
Hey,
That's
last
kind of
time we did this, we was on no telling how many grams of shrooms.
oh wow.
Just like now,
Always
I
in
just
that.
ate a couple caps. Got some weed, alcohol, just grooving.
Yeah, I've been having this Patron sitting right here for 4-5 days. Like 4-5 days, just kind of sitting in front of me.
No,
Like I don't know, I'm like to that point.
Uh-huh.
Go
Where
ahead.
you at? What point you at now?
What you mean?
Are you saying
Who?
you at that point with the alcohol or something?
Oh yeah, to where I'm not. Dang, I ain't drinking as much as I used to. Like the bottle would have been gone at at least the second day. I'd have drunk half the first night, half the next night. It'd have been done. And where you headed to, Master Creator?
Shit, I was just coming from the city. I just left San Francisco. I'm headed back towards the East Bay.
Oh, that
And,
Bay Bridge.
I should have turned the camera on then. I wouldn't even think.
Now that's a nice looking place. The building shape and all of that.
Yeah,
Masons built that, but they work it.
what you drinking on time?
I just got some Sierra Nevada. Just some beer. IPA.
Oh. Do the the IPA strong.
Yeah. And the factory is here in Chico. So it's like it's local, but
Hey, so how does it work with you when you like drink a little bit and take shrooms? What is that like with you?
I'm more so I can go away from everything, but sometimes if I don't take that many shrooms, I don't know, it's just alcohol involved. Like I'm not dealing with as much. I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, fuck it. Like what's going on? What's fun right now? I'm not really paying attention to no boring stuff.
Do it seem to make your the mushrooms a little more potent to you?
Yeah, because you can kind of suppress mushrooms even though it seems like you can't, but you can like kind of keep thinking your way away from them. But like alcohol is just like, all right, this is what's going on right now, and then like you don't even know what's going to happen because the mushrooms make whatever happen. So like you just got to be ready for it.
Yeah. I think sometimes the alcohol it like kind of get rid of those stop signs that you build, that you put in front of you that stop you from getting a bit further. It like kicks out all those stop signs. And the fear, that stuff.
When I was taking the shot, when I was taking my first couple sips, I had the vision of me watching this video, and they was talking about how some people, Hamilton Morris, he was saying how some people can't even take mushrooms without having a couple shots first. And I always thought about that, like, huh? But like I understand that, and I understand that perspective a little more.
Yeah, exactly.
That
We
thing life
lied.
is
We
still going
look.
on around you for a lot of people, and they don't be able to just cut it off and say, "All right, I'm just gonna sit in the dark."
Man, look, Arthur said we live. Was just watching your recent video. True, love what you do, my guy. I appreciate it. Hey, no doubt. I was thinking about that though, right? Because I said I go live so much. I don't give people a chance to watch the old videos because I'm steady trying to give them a chance to come in and talk
Hey,
on the
that don't
live.
matter. You said that like a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's like I go live so much, I'm trying to give you a chance to pop up in here and say something. If you didn't catch the last one, don't even trip. We still pushing. We're gonna be here as much as we can. Trying to reach that 10K. You feel
Yeah,
me? We on the road
I
to
appreciate
10K.
it. Cause the times when I'm not able to go live, I just hop on yours. I just had to pay the internet bill today, then able to get
Yeah.
back on. This live costs $168.
my internet bill this month $279. I said, what the fuck? These niggas be hitting you. They just add $70. We
I
gonna add
still owe some
$70.
money on it. I learned about the government adding $40 if you got certain income. I said, all right, I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
That's how you keep laughing. And I'm
Yeah, that's how
laughing
you keep
now, and I'll be laughing later.
What's up, Rita? What you mean you can't get in? How you can't get into the Just Tide Network?
Yeah, click on that verify tab and click the mushroom react, or tell me your name so I can add you on there. There
Oh,
you
you
go.
gotta be verified to come in, huh?
Yeah,
Thanks,
this
thanks to
how Elon
us.
Musk was trying to have Twitter. He's trying to get rid of the bots, but then he backed off again.
Oh.
He's like 44
you got
billion. Or something like that. 4 billion.
you got to go through a questionnaire. It's like, do you believe in aliens?
And I
You
tried
like,
to complete it too, but I don't know how.
you believe in aliens? I don't know. Maybe they're real, maybe they're not. You're in.
Depending on how you answer the question. Not the particular answer. But what did your mind go through? What processing did it go through?
Yeah, it's like, wow.
But no, but I was listening to, but this is no secret society though. That's why I posted everywhere. I was listening to Joe Rogan, and at the end of his podcast for Arnold Schwarzenegger, well, period in history, they was playing a JFK speech, and he got his head blown off. And one of his last speeches, he was talking about the secret societies that was going on in the government and stuff like that, and talking about how democracy not based off freedom is not democracy and everything. And then they was like, "Hold up, what you talking about?"
Yeah.
And blew his head off because he was like the president saying that type stuff. So I was like,
Yeah,
"Yo, it's people always doing something."
bro, he telling on us. You feel me? He just turned his back on us, man. This is not over, Jay. It's not over. This is the beginning of your ending. I think it's cool. It's crazy how they did him too, because they smacked him and then turned around and smacked his brother.
Yeah. And then put out all the documentaries like y'all think it's something going on, but y'all don't really know.
Yeah.
You know they control the airwaves. I watched so many documentaries growing up. What happened? And they never really talked about it in school either. Like the way that school was programmed, it really is like, unless you got that teacher that's fun. That's why I think that I was always in some kind of special school that had some weirdos in there that went the extra yard to make sure they said some extra lines to me. that kept me interested in what was going on. Because other than that, I probably would not have been interested, just like everybody else. But it was this guy named Mr. Powers, and I remember he took us on this camping trip in middle school, and he wanted to get us out in nature, and we was like all from the projects and stuff. But he reminded me of Wild Man Ninja. He was doing yoga in the morning. He had a long beard. He had like a little afro thing going on, even though he was white. It was cool. But he wanted me to get out of that school. He's like, yo, you need to go to this other school because you ain't gonna learn that much here. And there was this other teacher that taught me how to Mr. Chad. He was in 3rd grade. He asked my mom, can I stay after school so I can build this computer? He's like, yeah, I want to teach him like how computer works on the inside and stuff like that. And he ain't really go that much in depth after that. But like that was so ingrained that I'm like here now and still doing this technical shit. It's just wild.
Nah, it is man. I always trip off just the transition of me, of the me that I look at myself as being, and over time how I built myself, how I took bits and pieces from everywhere, and I created myself. It always just remind me of that mushroom experience I had, where it was like the snake, it was winding up and stuff like that. And then it'll go straight up. It'll go straight up like it's going into the sky, and all you can see is the scales on the back. And then the scales will just fall. And then they'll scatter everywhere. But in the scales, it was like all different kind of lives and lifetimes, and it kept on going. God.
Majestic.
Every time it fall and it hit the ground, it'll be like God. And I'm like, wait, what? Well, what does that mean? And it'll do it again. It did it about 300 times, it seemed like. Until I just, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. God is everything. God is just a fractal, whatever. I don't know if that's what you're trying to say, but that's what it's like. Everything made, all the scales made up the whole snake. They couldn't even be the snake without the scales.
There is no snake without no scales. It's something else. It's probably a mammal. Yo, yeah, that reminded me of when the LSD was speaking to my mind with coherent thoughts, and it was literally had me talking to my stepbrother at the time, or saying brother-in-law, no, not stepbrother, brother-in-law saying, yo, everything that was ever said to you is who you are right now. And I said it just like that. And I was like tripping on like a kind of macro dose. And I was just feeling good. But it was just hitting me. I just like, you know how you see in a movie flashbacks and just go, and we're just like that. And I was just like sitting like, yo, it was music playing and stuff. I was like, yo, I was thinking of while I was even playing the music I was playing. And I was like, everything that was given to me is why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. And I was like, yo, I could give and then after during the trails and more journey, I was like, I can give myself some things. Like I gave myself some breadcrumbs around this journey from the so-called spirit realm.
Yeah. And it's everything. It's wild because it's like it's not just everything that was said. It's everything that was saw, everything that was heard.
Yeah.
And you gotta. And it's dope how your mind works, because as you were experiencing it, your mind was putting it into categories like files and folders. It was storing it in different places.
And I visited that place too. I was trained on through Hermetic studies when I was studying that for a couple years, like the Aleister Crowley stuff, the Golden Dawn. They was talking about building a temple in your mind, where if you close your eyes, let the image take form of itself, and imagine you walking into this grand library, and you store your thoughts on certain sections. But the way that they would say to access these realms was to not say, oh, I'm going on the 3rd shelf or this. After a while you do that, but you just see what you're doing. and then it'll be this table, and you'll put the book down on the table, and then you'll just go into whatever the experience of that book was entitling for you. Like you just had to let the experience unfold itself in the highest of its magicianship.
Yeah,
So
Regal said that he can't verify just
Regal, okay, I'm gonna look him up.
he
So
said
those studies
he said
like
that, yeah, go ahead.
I say those studies like really opened a lot of doors to even understandings of what things are, because those books that was there was from somewhere. Like what I was, even if I was putting one up or if I looked around, like I can even still, I used to visualize that room so much that I can still visualize it now. Like I should try to create it in 3D, because they say the back door, imagine it being a room to the infinite and you don't even know it's
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And you just open it and just fall into it. So and it was like had this blue tint to it. Oh wow, that's a cool one. But let me try to add Regal real first.
Yeah, I think like if you come in, it got the ugly button, and if you click it, you ugly, it ain't. Hey, look, just Ty, you know how on that one app, the Snap camera, when you put the beam of light on your face,
What happens?
like it just kind of shines out and you can't see your face. You only can see like this kind of light, and you can kind of see the outline of your face. This is how it looked when we was at Joshua Tree,
Ooh.
and at like Master Creator them, it looked like they had on these hoodies that was like these hoodie like robes, bro, and it was shining on their face just like this to where I couldn't see their face. But this little shine thing was like more of that. It was shaped like almost like that little bobble toy that you be getting for the kids that kind of bounce around on the ground.
Uh-huh.
It was wild, bro. It was wild.
Yeah. No,
It's
I'm with it.
like what the hell? What the hell is that?
That's what I'm saying. These experiences are all correlated by a higher self of ourselves that is a literal programmer. Like how we create these filters and stuff on reality. And then we're
Yeah,
like, yo, like this is awesome. Like, what's going on?
yeah, it'd be next level. It'd be next, I don't know why you showed me this. Yeah, I was messing with it today, trying to get it right. And then I was messing with the sound one. I couldn't really torque that right. They said, yeah, it's gonna cost you $2 to do all that.
Yeah, I think they charge in one of my cards somewhere that I forgot.
I
Yeah, so
found the ugly button. Thank you, Just Ty. I found it.
Hey, you made it.
On,
I'm
on
so,
the question there, where it says, "Do you believe in aliens?" I think that's where I messed up because I put I
What
am
button?
an alien.
Ooh, that's a little confusing to the AI because it exists in this
yeah,
reality too.
it said we it said we called the aliens, but we didn't think they was gonna come. We thought we did it as a joke. Okay, Regal pop in. I am an alien.
It's like, damn.
Wait. Should we tell Just Time? Nah, don't say nothing.
He got worried. He got worried about it.
I gotta go grab a wrap.
I know
Oh yeah.
I had to go to the store. I know I got a box in the room, but as I was at the store, I was like, just give me 3 more so I can just take it the room in the dungeon with me. See what
You guys,
it
what kind of wraps do you guys like to get?
I smoke swishers.
Oh really? Swishers? I feel like Swishers are cool if that's all there is. I like backwoods, man. Backwoods are good.
And gone. You sound like Master Creator.
I mean,
Hey, I got a
well, backwoods
backwood right
or
now. Well, I got a hemp wrap, but I'm gonna
yeah.
use the guts from the backwood a little bit, and a little bit of wrap. To fill it up. Make a little
It's
sweet.
crazy how much tobacco will change the high.
It affects my body like whoa, and my mind like
It's pretty
whoa.
dope. Yeah. Whoa.
You
He
actually
said whoa and oh. There's differences now.
Yeah.
on the
Cause
Between
you
the
sometimes I
whoa and
smoke
the
hemp
oh.
wraps during the day, so I can like do so-called productive things. Even though I still can be productive, but it's like a different kind of productive. And then like I smoke
He's
a
just
blunt,
so
I'm
dog.
like zone. I'm in the zone.
Nice.
yeah. Hey, you be in the
How it
zone.
is.
And it's the thing about regrets. Like some people will say, "Oh, well that mean I'm not supposed to smoke blunts because I'm blah blah blah." But I'm always been working with the flows and like
That's
you
right.
make something out of it. Like even that anxiety, if you feel it, like why do you feel that? What's going on?
Yeah, what's happening?
Gotta be brave. The universe rewards courage and cowardness
100%.
too.
That is
But yeah. Really courage.
cowardness. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
the universe don't care what position you play, long as you play in a position. Okay.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Anxiety is just a trigger of a gyration.
It really
Good,
is.
good,
Things
good,
that's
good
already in motion in the
gyration.
ocean. Is that like, oh, this
Damn.
was going on? I can probably know how to ride this.
Yeah.
Oh, not a beer.
How y'all doing, family?
What's up,
And
Elijah.
Theo?
got the blue flame. I've been rocking the blue flame all week, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
Yeah.
On the YouTube, I always circle by the blue flame. I don't know.
Blue flame, strong enough to start a hurricane.
What it do? What's up with you, though?
I just hopped off the train, the blue train.
Oh,
Blue train, man. I remember.
Blue flames, brother. Blue.
Yeah.
you almost
Hey,
Swoop.
so you almost back at the yada, huh?
Alright, man.
Yarra. That's how you get
hey,
I can't say it like
master,
that. I'm tired time, bro. I
it.
can't even go.
Yarra gyrator.
master creator. Hit him with the Frank Lopez.
I think he on the road.
Oh, okay. Master always cracked me up the way he quotes Frank Lopez off of Scarface. He's like, "I told you not to fuck me."
I'm got service over here.
huh?
Somebody said they don't
Yeah.
got service.
I was gonna say, I thought I heard a beep.
You
Nah,
gotta
nah,
be
that
Yeah.
was
service.
that was my background.
Oh, all right. That was real distinct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
first I
man.
just started using one of them things.
I heard that voice and pulled my chair out. Like, take a seat.
I know. My attention went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Tell her
Okay,
she should
man.
write a book, narrate a book, make some money.
Yeah, man. Aliens and all of that stuff and all the technologies and the people getting assassinated in broad daylight in Texas just so that they could say, see, if we can do this to him, what you think we gonna do to you?
Oh, what
You
happened
know?
in Texas? I missed it.
Oh, well, I was bringing up like JFK, how
Oh
you brought up
yeah, I didn't know
JFK
that was in
earlier.
Texas.
Yeah,
My history fucked up.
no,
JFK.
Yeah,
I
but
heard part of the reason I heard that they assassinated him in broad daylight like that was because they wanted to send a message. They wanted to
They
make a
could do
message.
that
They wanted to be
anytime.
like, look, we whacked the president of the United States and we're free. You know what I'm saying? It's like and we're free. It's like don't mess with us. Don't mess with our agendas.
They want to send a massage.
We never, ever life tell you who really did it.
That's what's crazy about it, bro. That's the craziest part about it. You got like a murder mystery against the most powerful man in the world, and they can't figure out who did it. Come on
Hey, like, it was
now.
some bullet that bent around 10 times in space. Magic bullet.
Yep.
We ain't gonna
Right.
tell. We ain't gonna tell. We ain't been telling them shit. We gonna tell them for right now.
That's why I
Pretty
was cracking
crazy.
up about the documentaries that we watch about a lot of things, even about UFOs. That's why I don't even tune into them too much nowadays. I'm like, all right, you seen a light in the sky? Say something else. Say you was on mushrooms or something too, or you was half sleepy, or you autistic. Something going on. Let us know something more that you researched or went into third, fourth time.
Hey, it's wild because, like, you know, when you start to you do turn away from a lot of things. Like you're not saying that they're not real
You
or
know,
they
just
don't.
go looking for the mystery so much.
Yeah, it's like, okay, yeah, I seen it. Yeah, look, yeah, I see
Or,
it.
but when you look for the mystery, what do you look for? Like, what are you?
Yeah.
I
I
what
already
are you
know who
good
I
with?
am, bro, a little bit.
What?
It'll pop up
What?
when I need it.
Exactly. If you
Yeah,
look
what
for
is it?
too much, it's like if you look for that mid-range amount, it don't make sense. It's like you need that one layer, the next layer, but don't get in the middle too much.
I'm not
That should have
sponsored by any
become
of these water bottle companies or alcohol, but y'all want, shout me out.
Oh man.
Right
It's
then.
like, yeah. What kind of water is that? Oh, it's just, tap water.
That's Jai
Straight from the
water.
hose, probably.
it's like maybe I'll get sponsored by the government.
There you go. I just took it off.
Jai water.
Gyration.
That's a ration of water, aka a Jai ration.
That's in the water.
You said it's tap water. You said, but wait, how long this in the bottle with a label? I know before I opened it, I tapped it 2 times.
Depends how you look at it. Where you start
Ratios, radios, and ratios. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, just the way that thing be done. What's up with it, Velvet Wind? I know it's like we live in.
Some stuff be really irritating though, real talk, but that just makes you gyrate harder, makes the undulation speed up, higher
Yeah.
frequency. Be irritating. Good trigger. Smooth
Yeah.
trigger. 'Cause the trigger be triggered. The only thing that triggers us is when other people get triggered, because there's no pressure unless there's pressure on a pressure. Bubble on a bubble action.
It's like everything cool. What? What about this?
Exactly.
But the eggs.
It's like you got
better not be streaming with your computer generated graphics. Shivaya.
We'll get another can.
I've been meaning to tell you. Yeah. The Lord is gonna save you.
Hey, that's like I saw this one video where the dude was like going around touching all the people's foreheads in the church, right? And you're supposed to fall down. And so he went to this one lady and touched her on the forehead, and she was still standing. And he's like, again, he hits her on the forehead. She's still standing. And then he just shakes his hands up like, bitch, I ain't going to give you no miracle then if you ain't trying to fall on the ground. It was funny. It was funny, right? She just didn't want to go. She didn't want to. It's like she was like thinking something real was going to happen. And I think that's all it was, really. Like, it was innocent. Like, she wasn't trying to call the preacher out for being fake, but I think she just didn't realize. She thought, like, for real, something was going to make her fall. But then preacher's like, move to the next. And he just went to the next and kept dropping them on the ground. It was just funny.
Wow.
Hey, what's the opposite of a lord to save you?
A lord to a savior? A lord is actually there.
No, I'm saying a lord that will save you. What's the
Oh,
opposite of that?
a lord that will save you.
It's
A
a
lord
gun
that
for
will
hire.
rape you.
Here would be your killer.
It's someone that's hired because they're not lowered. They're hired for kill. You know what I'm saying? For murder. They're hired.
Oh murder! Oh murder!
Come again. Mr. Ouija.
Oh
You ever play
damn!
with a Ouija board, anybody?
I thought you said Luigi's Mansion. I was
Oh,
scared
that
for a
was the
sec.
game. I had that on GameCube. Luigi's Mansion. I had that late in life too, because I couldn't afford it younger, but got it. Anybody ever
Luigi
play with a Ouija
board.
board?
A Luigi board.
Oh, Ouija
Oh
board.
my
Luigi's the
god.
best.
That's a
Ouija
ghost.
board was evil.
I used to have one, but I never got to get that much into it because my family always found it in my closet and was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yo, I was at my auntie's house. Well, my auntie was out of town. I was with my uncle and shit, but she had a Ouija board over there.
I still got one. It's in the closet now. I got
She
this
had
other
a
thing called I gotta look up. I gotta see the name of it. But you hold this pendulum over to say if it's yes or no or say so or something like that
you
or
had to put the
maybe.
crystal on the pendulum, start asking, and
And it
start
was made by
dangling.
Marlboro too, like the same people. Not Marlboro.
Marlboro.
The
Marvel.
same people that made Monopoly. What's that company?
Oh, Monopoly.
Parker
What's
Brothers.
the Parker Brothers? Yeah, it was made by the Parker Brothers. It's like this pendulum game, and you hold it over. I'm gonna go get it now.
I used to like to play with the 8 ball with the triangle inside with all the different answers. Be
Yeah.
like, should I ask this girl out? Stakey, 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 stakey. It'd be like, ask in 5 more minutes. I'm like, damn,
That thing was deadly.
she
Wait,
gonna be gone.
See, look, I got it right here. I got this glow in the dark Ouija board from Goodwill.
I ain't gonna lie, that looks kind of dope. But it's evil, evil.
And this is what it's called. It say, "Do you have ESP, extra sensory perception, Parkins ESP?" Hold up, it's like trying to blur it out. I had to turn off the X cam. Rudy, you can go outside.
You know what's one of the dopest ways that they, because for some reason the pendulum thing that reminds me, I watched this one History Channel thing where it was, I don't know who they were, but it was like an occult school of people, and they would get into a human sized pendulum, like a bird cage, but it was big enough to go inside, and they would go inside it, go blindfolded, and all the other cult members outside would shake that thing in circles or whatever, so that the person inside was shaking so much they lost complete perception of like even being in their body. And they said that when they did that, when they shake you that dizzy in the pendulum swinging, you can travel.
All the way.
I think so. I
I'm
think
with
so.
it. In this instruction right here, it say testing with the ESP kit. It say like literal in the instructions. When did this come out? I'm trying to find a copyright date real. It says for one or more players, object tester ESP, explore your mental powers with the mystery. Copyright 1967. They was dropping acid. They say for over 50 years, scientists and psychiatrists have been engaged in serious research in the strange subject of ESP. Their principal laboratory control tests have employed symbols and color cards, much like we have supplied in this game. Kreskin believes there is a need for the general public to have the opportunity to aid the scientific exploration of this mystic outer space. They got in quotations of the mind. Now, in the relaxed, friendly atmosphere of your home, you have the opportunity to engage in legitimate scientific testing of ESP. Testing is simple and very entertaining when performed in the home. It can be done either alone or with small or large groups. There is a great deal of enjoyment in this friendly competition to test your ESP. I'm gonna keep reading while we talking, see how this works. See if we can do it online.
Yeah, that's wild.
And about Milton Bradley, that company.
Oh, Milton Bradley, my bad.
Hey,
Parker Brothers is another one.
Yeah, they made a lot of interesting things. Show people that this world is a straight up monopoly. What you going to do? What you own?
The Shakti brothers.
Oh, I see what these cards are. They got like green circles, blue circles, orange circles, black hearts, red circles, downward, like triangles. Supposed to be able to. They say place shuffle cards beyond screen. Pick a card one at a time from the top of. Pull out numbers 1, 2, 3. And look at symbol. Place card symbol down and discard it. Subjects.
That sounds like the code.
What'd you say?
That sounds like code for fatality.
Hey, it's
Yeah,
the
right.
finisher over here.
Finish it.
Hey, so I got a couple of stuff. Well, I don't know if you guys can still be on that one because I got some side stuff.
A side hustle?
Yeah, some side hustles. But if you on that one, Ty, I'll let it be. I ain't gonna say that.
That guy looks serious.
Put the filter on the picture. If they don't stop.
Yeah, his face is dark mattered out. He was serious. Oh, damn. Oh, frozen in time. Frozen in time.
Hey, Theo cracked the code. That's what the filter is for. The filter shows us the real dark matter. That's why it won't show us the occult.
The rainbow fractal variety.
But nah, I was gonna bring up. You guys remember the whole thing about CERN?
In the Netherlands, the tunnel.
Yeah, it's like a hadron collider, I believe they call it. So it's basically they're trying to crash an atom, so they could basically break it, so like breaking an egg, so they could see what's inside. And all the people, yeah, and like supposedly all the people were against it because they're like, oh, they're gonna open up the portal to hell, but you never heard nothing about it. So I was like, did anything come of that? Or
I follow somebody on TikTok that works there, and she was actually like playing the jester role with those rumors. And she was playing out what was happening and stuff, and that research was still progressing.
She was playing Twitter jester.
Yeah.
They found the Higgs boson, and a part of that name comes from a Hindu mathematician.
Oh, I remember that popping up in the field. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah, they turned that thing on at CERN, and Man Bear Pig came out.
Oh,
yeah.
Yo, you know Man Bear Pig just came back. They just released 2 new South Parks called The Streaming Wars, and Man Bear Pig came back with a vengeance.
Remember that on South Park when they're like, all right, we're sorry, Mr. Gore. He's like, oh, are you gonna take me cereal now?
I use that in my regular life. Like, I'm so serial, bro. I'm so serial right now.
Yeah, for real. It just works.
The idea, like with Higgs boson theories and stuff, is that the same thing? Like opening up a portal, like I forgot what I was gonna say. I just fractaled.
You know what was cool about that place with CERN is they have.
That's what I was looking up.
Oh, is that the same thing as like
statue of Shiva?
Oh, what'd you say, brother?
Why did they put the statue of Shiva there? Like
But the thing is
like
most people don't see the Shiva. It's Kali dancing on Shiva. That's what it is. It's Kali.
oh
They know they dancing with the particles of the universe, like destruction and what
dang,
chaos really means and how it's really part of creation. They
that's
do this
crazy.
whole like hour dance or something, and people keep on pointing to it as conspiracies, like what's really going on. And they was all like really in this intrinsic dance ritual thing, and they was all sound like scientists dancing. Like what is this about? They don't move like that. But they was
They
all
learn.
like into it.
They bridge the arts with the smoothness, and they learn the final step to science. They had to smile to complete the
For real,
operation.
people was missing out. Like they live in their life with their mind and their thoughts all conjuring together, if in order to even create this science that people can create wonders about.
You can either live with your thoughts or you can think with your life.
Think
They
with
Calculation.
your
spend
life.
billions and
God
billions
damn, I
of
never
dollars
heard that
to
phrase
find out.
before. Think with your life, bro.
Think with your life.
What
Exactly.
you
They
doing, bro?
spend billions and billions of dollars instead of thinking with their life. With
Woo.
their with the intellect, you can try to separate nothing, and what are you going to get?
Nothing.
You're, no,
Motherfucker.
you're always gonna get something if you separate nothing.
Yeah,
You're
you
always
can
gonna
come up
get
with
like
more
there's always
discord.
yeah. The intellect always as you look for the biggest thing, you're always gonna find something bigger. You look for something smaller, you're always gonna find something smaller.
We always want what we don't
Yeah.
have.
That's the masculine part of it. But understanding the feminine aspect, or the not the female aspect, but the feminine aspect of it, you
Mm-hmm.
understand that what I think True said it, or
What
somebody
he
just
say?
said it. Living is doing it. Not by thinking about it, but by living it, you get the answer.
Yep. Yo.
Mhm.
And that's the way, or else you'll walk around still questioning yourself. Or still looking around for answers and thinking you got the answers at the same time. And then like, wait, what's going on? I think I know, but what do I know? Do I really know what I know? And that is part of the journey. But part of the journey also is confidence. Like, how are you moving right now? Like, I just told you something. Like
Is
the
is
mushrooms
it
would say.
confidence or is it clarity?
Yeah. Like, confidence seemed cocky to some people. But it's just, this what I see. This how I move. Like, how else you want me to move? Like, you?
Does the clarity come from the confidence, or the confidence come from the clair?
Like
I
the way
think
you mentioned it
the confidence
earlier.
comes from the clarity. Or sometimes people
You
just
think?
be moving.
But it's like what you said earlier, Ty. The universe favors courage. I mean, it's just the way it is. It's weird, and we have plenty of examples of people who were courageous when they had no sort of like chance to win, but they won because of things that were outside of their control just happened to work in their favor.
And those are the things that we celebrate too. Like nowadays
Yeah.
we give
Yeah.
out participation trophies, but you know how people feel about that.
Thinking more like Genghis Khan, or like crazy like war stuff, because like some people, they go to war, they don't really have a chance. Like, you take Afghanistan for an example. Afghanistan to this day has not been conquered by any modern military.
When you look at it,
And
for sure.
I mean, and they haven't. And you have to say to yourself, those people are pretty brave and pretty courageous to go up against places like the Soviet Union and the United States, and they're willing to fight them. And they, for some reason, don't lose. Like, they lose casualties, just like everybody loses casualties, but they don't actually lose their position.
They even got the U.S. giving them weapons secretly.
Both sides. The U.S. was giving them weapons when they were fighting against the Soviet Union, and Russia was giving them weapons when they were fighting us. And yet these people, they don't buckle down and say, okay, you guys obviously want to take over all of our heroin fields. Go ahead, you can have them. It's like they don't. They're like, no, this is our shit, and we're gonna fight for it.
And weeping.
Crazy.
The weapons are weeping.
Yeah.
Take a sip to that for all the dead homies.
If you have a weapon, you just think we a pawn. What are we a pawn with a weapon? It's a pond. A pond. A reflection.
Full chessboard. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
King and the queen. How we move it today.
Water versus earth.
So where do you start?
In the
I guess
pond.
wherever you're born. You don't have a choice. What would you say?
Exactly what I would say. You grow where you're planted.
Yeah, my plants ain't have a choice where they was playing it. They got put in the dirt I gave them. Rather I gave them compost, or I thought about it later and the other pots got compost, and I had to add a little to the top, and later it drips in over like a week or I forgot about it. Got it mixed up. You still gonna grow into something.
They're here.
I actually took the some out of soil that was still kind of small, and I built this hydroponic kit with nutrient solution in the water that just like trickles down on the roots and the oxygen, so it like really gets a lot of oxygen, which is why you add like perlite and all this other stuff to it, and the other things people come with to make the soil more oxygenated. I found out mycelium works too, and I added that, and I've been seeing it pop up at certain points where I pick up some wood chips. Yeah, do your thing, just like in the forest. But I put a couple that wasn't growing so big inside the hydroponic system, and they actually doing well. They started standing up towards the sun, like they curving a bit like this. So I'm like, oh, I know where your attention is, standing right or right. And then with the hydroponic system, they kind of grow a little differently, like really faster. I'm thinking about like the future of farming, and like I know you post a lot of things, Shiva, about what's happening with the farming in the farming industry and the topsoil too. How it's like becoming real bad in America because people not
Yeah, man.
practicing like good farming practices.
Yeah, man. It's bad to kill the soil. What you're talking about with the hydroponics is they're getting access to nitrates, which is nitrogen. Nitrogen, the air is 60% nitrogen. We have all this nitrogen around us, and it's one of the fundamental building blocks for how cells and plants are created. Because it's 60% of our atmosphere, that means it's 60% of the material here.
Hell of a lot.
So nitrates being accessible easiest in hydroponics, because in the soil you have to have nitrogen fixing bacteria. So imagine in a soil where there's could be a fucking a million different things in that soil. If you till it, you expose it all to the sun, which immediately kills it. The microbes, like the small damp, the dark damp stuff in the in the underbelly, the filth, the roots of the plant go down into
the sun, not just the direct sun.
Right. the roots of the plant literally grow in filth. So by separating ourselves of this filth, we're not having our access to the fundamental building blocks of who we are, you know, because that's kind of some kind of mental separation. But giving it a hydroponic solution, you're constantly churning this nitrates, the available stuff, and have availability to grow a lot more robust. You'll get a lot faster growth in hydro, but you'll get a lot better quality in soil.
Yeah, that's why I was telling somebody that soil is never going to give up the game because we've been perfecting it for too many thousands of years.
Right.
So, but I see the promotion with it. I'm just, you know how even with VR, I'm tagging along so that whatever the case is, we could be straight with whatever's going on. And even like with having stuff in the house without having bugs and stuff involved, with soil being all in the house. But the soil the soil perfected technique, they're going to carry on. Going to carry on because like you said, is the dirt is even what our skin is made out of, like our bodies and stuff, from dust to dust.
Yes.
It's who we are innately.
Yeah,
But
we
as we
can.
try to adjust to our like these so-called climate changes, like we gotta do something about that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to if that you know we made a mandate or we got on the psychic network and said, "Hey, everybody, go plant some trees." And when your tree
Yeah.
fucking sheds its leaves, don't throw those leaves away. Compost them or put them back into your yard. That will help the overall. Then you start growing shit. So Ty, you be growing potatoes. Master Creator's got the peppers. I'll be growing some fucking zucchini. And then come over to Theo's house for the spices. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody start growing their own shit. You don't gotta go to fucking Fry's or the supermarket pick up your shit.
Yo, I was
Try
just
to make
looking at.
fucking pad thai.
I grew a couple bunches, Shiva, of cilantro, and then I went to the store because I ain't bought cilantro in a long time. I was like, yo, this mad expensive for these little bit of leaves. Like, you can just grow that real quick.
Just chops anything green and be like, yeah, this will work.
Seriously. But with the bartering and actually doing stuff on our own property and owning stuff and owning like making stuff happen is going to be beneficial for us people that's like not able to grasp hold of like, hey, I got money to just do this or do that and not care about this and that and that and that. It's like, hey, we on the ground floor making stuff happen for millions of like through inspirations. I was watching this guy. That's how I started. He was in his garden, just dude talking on. Like, all right, let's get things started.
Yeah, start saving seeds. Most of the organic stuff at your supermarket can generate more seeds. So just dry those out or go plant them and get
Yo,
some more.
that's what I did. Half the plants I got is from seeds from last year, and then like some of the seeds from I bought like a couple plants from the store. I'm gonna chop them in half, put the seeds in some paper towel, and then put them somewhere else.
What I'm doing right now.
Oh.
Um,
Chop those up, grow those right, they'll come out a whole different species. What you got now? Like the right
if you don't know how to
conditions.
grow mushrooms, you can go get a fucking mushroom from a grocery store and start with some corrugated cardboard.
I was looking into that. I actually had some agar. I was like, yo, I'm gonna just throw that on there because I don't know how clean it is, but they said like cut open the middle stem and then like with a razor hot blade, then put it on the agar plate, and then like keep
Yeah,
transferring it if it get a little contamination to another agar plate. It's like the cleanest part of it,
yeah.
and then you can
Let the blade
propagate
cool
your.
down after you make it razor hot.
Gotcha.
It's crazy how you can grow your own pineapples too when you buy pineapples from the store. Take the top and
Bro,
just stick it in some water.
I saw that. We got one in the
carrots are
living
like
room right
that.
now.
Yeah.
think pineapples take like 20 years to grow or something like that. I'm not sure.
Oh,
Hey, you guys ever watch that episode on Rick and Morty where they go to the dude's like his special land that Rick made for him? And he's like, "So how do you guys survive since there's no food?" He's like, "Oh, it's easy. We eat our children." He's like,
We have so
"Watch." He's
many.
like, "Come on." He's like, "Come on, we're gonna make dinner right now." And he's like straddling the monster thing. He's about to like reproduce with it. Oh, so nasty, bro, but funny as hell.
oh yeah, when he went into the little place he made for his daughter, and she took her friend there, and she pushed him in the
Yeah,
thing, and he got stuck there
Floopy
and shit.
floopy land.
Yeah.
yeah. That was so nasty and
He
dirty.
was like, he was there. He was like, I was there. I was here so long. I just started having sex with things. How about I have sex with that tree? How about I have sex with that rock?
For real. When you left alone, you don't know what you really going to do until you left alone. Them
That's
stuff start
wild,
conjuring
bro.
up, and then you start seeing what that teddy bear
Wild.
mean, or what that couch cushion. It was this rumor going around for a long time that people. Well, I guess Joe Rogan spread it, but then after like a couple months, he had to see he corrected it. But for a while, it made sense. He said that people had to hide. They had added curtains on piano legs because young boys would get attracted to it. It was a leg, and they was on the piano so much that it was like, oh, that's what's there. But it's a plethora of
I think
things that
that's
would
a
happen.
Hey,
yeah
I ain't,
theory of repressive ideas or ideals.
Yeah, repressive,
man,
but it does just pop up.
I watched the Pepe Le Pew cartoon,
Yeah, I used to watch those all the
and
time.
I seen the cat, right? Because the cat is a girl, and she puts a white stripe on her back so that she looks like a skunk,
Skunk.
right?
Uh-huh.
But I remember, I remember right now when I just saw the cartoon just the other day, I was like, damn, how they make that cat look fine.
A lot of people said that.
Like, you know what I'm saying though, bro? It's like, it's crazy. Like the people that draw the cartoon, they know what's gonna attract, like,
They
gonna
for
wake
real.
up the sexual instinct in us.
They are
They
for
know
real.
what's, you know, like, 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 you know, like, be like our most primal instincts.
Mm-hmm. Was feeding what people say feeding on it, but I would just say that's just what it is. Like that's you. I
Yeah,
was
it's like
looking at
obviously.
people at a Comic-Con, and they was attracted to the thick Pokemon with the THICC. And they draw the extra butts on them, and they was like,
Right. Hey, that was like when I was a kid. I saw that movie. It's called Kung Pao, Into the Fist,
Yeah, into
and
the fence.
I remember the lady had 3 titties. She had like not just 2, but she had a third one. And I remember as a kid, I was like, "Damn, I hope they show them titties. Like, I want to see that." It's just crazy because you just get caught in the sauce. You know, you just get all lost. And I was like, "Man, what is this about?"
Just think about it. They say that the orgasm is supposed to be one of the most heightened things that a human can feel. And then think about a
I
psychedelic
believe it.
experience where you see a lot of things and you feel a bunch of things. And like it's kind of comparable, but like
Yeah, it
until you
is. No,
combine the
it
two.
absolutely is.
But yeah.
Yeah,
But
it
what
is.
are you
It
seeing
is.
and stuff, and then what are you feeling? Then if you try to translate that back to this world, like,
And you come back to it, you realize you all fucked up. Like, oh no, I didn't do that.
I would never think that. But then you start cruising and you start grooving. It's like, oh, that's how I live. That's funny. That's funny reality. Because it's always painted for you. Like everything, like to your individual attention, what you paid the what you put your attention to, what sparked your curiosity is always like catered really to you. That's why the psychedelic experience, I think, in some cases bring up things that people not ready for. Like on the outside of the person. And it like causes different what you would say, oh, I'm going through an awakening because my reality is not ready for me. Stuff like this. It's like really you've it always been ready for you. This just still you going through it. Like how
Yeah.
brave are you in being yourself in
Not
this
that
chapter?
brave.
He said not this
That was a
brave.
soundbite.
Not that brave.
That whole idea about bravery, and I'm like, but bro, won't you live longer if you just like hide and be like a coward a little bit?
That's part of
You
it
know what I'm
though.
saying?
That's part of it. Being brave enough to
Yeah.
not always have to show yourself or do this. Like I know who I am.
Yeah, because I feel like if you always try to be brave, right? You're like, no, I gotta be brave. I gotta
Nah.
be brave. It's like, bruh, like it's like you saying that to a grizzly bear. The grizzly bear gonna fuck you up.
Like I see you, so that means I gotta kill you. I do see these berries over
Yeah, a lot
here,
of people
but
lost.
come on.
A
You know how we are.
lot of people. A lot of people lost their life like that. That's the keeping it real goes wrong.
For real. Dave Chappelle put it
Keeping it
perfect.
real goes wrong.
Yeah, when keeping it real goes wrong, 'cause like people do that, and they'll be keeping it real, and that keeping it real and get them hurt real bad.
Yeah.
That's
It
why
will.
that's why I see myself as the maze putter at some parts. Like I talk
Amazed.
I don't know. I just be amazed by so much that when I'm just talking, I put out a lot of mazes. Like without knowing, like, oh, you gotta be brave or this or that. But it's just plotting out a story amongst many stories.
Yeah, there's hella stories you can make in this life. Hella. That's like what true what we were talking about earlier. Um, I can't even remember now, but it was something like, oh, it was like when you look in, or like when you try to analyze something and understand it, you can just keep going in deeper and
Yeah.
deeper and deeper, and there's no end. But because you keep going in deeper and deeper, you are actually moving in a direction.
That's what UL keep bringing up to me. He keeps saying, "Dad, how many wormholes you trying to open up? How many put it?" And it always hits me
You
Oh,
couldn't even open
esoterically,
up that
like
far,
after the
right?
podcast too. I'll be like, "All right, whoo, woosah real quick." I know what's possible. Let's work with what's happening right in front of me right now, and make this magic show.
Yeah,
Like polish it.
that's crazy, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, because it's like you look at outer space, right? And it's like, is there really rocks in the distance? Is there even really a distance? Or is it just like a curtain of just abyss?
Hey, bro, when you start work, if you was to look up some of the Blender videos that I uploaded or some of what people made, you'll start seeing or
Yeah.
behind the scenes of like Hollywood videos. Oh, wow. Things are made so much easier once you keep that mind state intact while you're creating. Because then you won't do so much extra work because you'll know how to you'll know how perception works. And you'll put like a whole 2D thing, a whole 2D flat PG PNG image, which cuts out the background, leaves a flat image of like a city skyline, and you could put that in the background of all this stuff you put all this work in, and it'll look like you created this whole distant city, but it's just a couple pixels compared to what's going on in front of you. But the illusion plays off to like, oh, that's what's going on. And once I get closer, I expect for it to start generating more pixels like the ones that's in front of me. And then it'll be more
Yeah,
real.
like GTA.
Yeah.
Like when you playing Grand Theft Auto Live. Yeah.
The render
You know,
distance.
I was gonna say too earlier that, like, bro, like, hey, if there's anything I learned you don't. I learned, man, quit fucking with the mysteries, man. Leave that shit mysterious.
Yo, you sound like
Because
go ahead, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
As I say, you just sparked them. Everything always sparks the memories. Everything that's always happening to. But you was sparking. You was taking the form of Andrew Schwartz, was a comedian I listened to, and he was on. Got two podcasts, the Flagrant 2, where they just act wild, crazy the whole time, and the Brilliant Idiots, where they call themselves like idiots, but they come up with some brilliant ideas out of the muck and stuff like that. But they was going into all this depressing stuff about history and this and that, and he was like, "What can we do about it? What could I do about it right now? Why don't we just focus on what's fun right now? What's funny right now? What's happening right now that's good?" Or just happening right now. Like, I can't change that stuff y'all talking about, so why are we talking about it? Like that, what is that doing for me?
Right? Some of the things that we see outside cannot be independently correlated, but most of the things that are inside can be independently correlated.
Yeah, it starts reflecting on your individual life. Oh, this is probably how I reflect this person, how this tyrant.
Like, it's like, I think, like, because I think what I found is that some of the mysteries, I guess you could call it, that we try to go after, like, lead you to not anything that is helpful. So it's like it becomes like a distraction when you could have been doing something dope, doing something like way better. But because it's kind of like an animal always is going to go towards the food or whatever. It's like part of our intellectualness or part of our spirit or something like that is always going to go towards the mystery, even if the mystery really ain't serving us. But it's because we're built like that. So we got to like
Hey,
learn to be in lane.
curiosity killed the cat. Sometimes you gotta die a couple times. But living is an experience that a lot of people be trying to give up while they're actually still living. So it is an experience to behold in itself for all that it's worth, for all that it comes with. Because like if you try to reject, I hear what you're saying, Regal. Like if you try to fantasize so much, like you even see how your reflections in reality will say about your fantasies. Like, what are you doing? What's going on? Like that's kind of you talking to yourself still. Like, are you there? But what's going
Yeah,
on here?
can an experience ever relate to something outside of you? That's no, I didn't ask it in the right way.
So it is you.
That's wild because I'm sitting up here like designing shirts, and that's what I was like the chess piece. Like I show the king chess piece, and it's like out of all the pieces on the board, the king is the most important, and it make the less moves than anybody.
It
It can
does.
move
The
less.
queen is the one that can move everywhere.
That can move everywhere freely.
Mm-hmm.
Like two rows when they go in an angle. But the king, he just left, right, up, down, back, forth.
It's like I can eat a little more than y'all, but I still gotta move in the same direction.
Yeah.
To give y'all the direction, y'all move one pace. I move 10.
Yeah, it's cool because the king is like he's like a real pimp, you know, like he really don't have to move because his queen does all the work, but there's got to be a reason for that. There's got to be there's a reason, but I don't know if we know. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Hey,
just
bro,
Oh no, I know why. I know why. Because we can give the queen the only thing that we can give her. See, we as men don't care to really have kids, but women, it's built into them to want to have kids. Not all, but some. That's like a real, like a need that they feel. And
I
so
would if I had
I
enough
think
money.
maybe that's why.
The feminine aspect of the Queen's movement. I mean, the Queen's movement relates kind of in the feminine aspect how the nature of the universe is feminine, where
And
there
it's that
needs a
surprise.
womb for things to be created. In a way,
Yeah.
the king doesn't have to do too much. If the king is dead, the whole game is done. So
I
he's like
forgot
the
about
most
that part.
secure, but that's lending to the modern or semi modern
For
theory of
real.
safety versus expansion.
Mm-hmm.
How you have to keep everything safe.
Foundation.
Expansion is bad. New things are bad, kind of thing. That's a masculine type of view. Yeah, because men like borders. Men like male dogs go around and piss on borders. You got this fucking pissing contest
We're
between
gonna piss
guys. Yeah.
everywhere and you gonna smell it. And when you there, you gonna know what I'm about. Everything that I ate and then put in my body, my experiences, I'm gonna piss it out on this walk by. Your senses crack with it. I'm thinking the cats. But yeah,
shoot,
he
I know
makes
the
them.
dog. Hey, the dog, you take it anywhere you take it. He using the restroom on everything to let everybody know.
Rudy, come here.
I don't know
Come
if
here, Rudy.
like this is mine. This is mine.
Come here.
This is mine.
Yep, here go my Rudy right here. As soon as you start talking about dogs, he turned around. Let's see if the filter worked on. Come on, Rudy. It's one filter that work on dogs, but I don't think. Hey, what's up?
Oh, it's so
Hey,
See,
it's
with
a boy.
chess, you got to impose duality too.
yeah, Rudy, he's real comfortable. Ever since I first like rescued him, he was he was like sit in my arms and like cuddle his arms up like this when I would hold him in my arms. He would only do it with me. Other people, he would like jump out and be like, "Yo, what the fuck you trying to do?" But he got used to people in the house. He used to be real aggressive, like a little more aggressive than he was now, and piss everywhere. He got a lot better, and he be understanding words. Crazy
Yeah, they
handful.
learn fast.
Yeah, it's been about a good 2 years. He still run away. He like to go out on his own. He like to go out on the fence and then like come back on his own. We've got a collar on him now so people can call us. I try to discipline him in everything. He just like, oh, the back door is open. Let me sneak out. Oh, let me see if the gate is open too. All right, there I go.
Yeah, I'm
There go
out of
the
here.
front door. He just be thinking, or
Ready
just
to
moving.
go. He be ready to go because that's how mine. He ran out and ran right into the street. He got so close by getting hit by a car. Everybody had to turn their head because they knew he was hit. The car stopped right on time, and I'm like, bro, you
Good.
can't just be running out like that.
Aw.
Female dog out there or something. He be on. He be on this shit.
It's like you're supposed to start life, not end life.
Yeah, you get to another level, brother.
That's why the chicken crossed the road, huh?
I was trying to figure that.
Yeah.
I was literally filming a chicken crossing the road like a month ago. I was in this place called Orville, California, in this like kind of mountainous area. Everybody had land. I was like, yo, why? Tell me, why is the chicken crossing the road? I was filming it.
Wow, dude.
I don't know. It was just going. It wasn't none on the other side. I was like, wasn't no food there that I could notice. It was just like, I'm going.
Did he look both ways before he crossed?
No, I could have ran over that chicken.
He didn't even look.
It was just lottie.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Wait, I'll be back. I gotta take.
The chicken does it for the same reason people do it, because he thinks the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, and it's like if you think about it, if he just used the crosswalk, jaywalking, you feel me? Stop that jaywalking.
He might think he's a J.
I know. Oh man, bro. Yeah. What's been up with you today, UL?
I was just listening to a lot of different books, actually.
Oh, that's what you see.
Well, listening to the books while I was kind of fixing stuff. What was that book? Autobiography of a Yogi. The guy mentioned. This lady, she wrote a book on psychedelics, or entheogens, and quantum physics.
Oh yeah.
A guy who wrote another book on Jung's books, or Jung.
Oh, Carl Jung.
Yeah, Carl Jung.
Jung, however you say his
What do you
name.
have to say?
With a J, though.
Oh, they were talking about projection and stuff like that.
Into what kind of places?
You know how the mind will start to project its like experiences, its past experiences into its, into its now, and try to project it into its future.
Mm-hmm.
And how it can be kind of a hindrance, or a boon. Yeah, it can be a helpful thing, but a lot of times people get stuck inside these projections.
It could be like a analytical tool, but the analytical shit can disconfigure without really knowing what's really processing.
Yeah, it's the algorithm you can get stuck in.
Yeah, you don't know how that algorithm really working. How it's presenting stuff to you, and to go on with certain.
And the inability to switch to a new algorithm.
Just gotta go with it. It does come with a lot though, like that. Just go. It's a reason why, it's hard to trademark things with just in it, because Nike has a big trademark on that just do it. It's hard for me to get the just how now thing. Son came back in my email and they was saying, but I don't know if it was like fake emails or not, because they be sending me a lot of stuff ever since I sent the trademark. I gotta see about it. They say, yeah, it's been like.
What I've noticed with a lot of those things too, though, like brands and stuff like that, it's a lot of these people start off with making it getting a product or whatever that first, and then if a company comes to them, then they deal with it. A lot of times a small business doesn't have time to be trying to deal with these big companies, even if they do come at you. Yeah. You're never going to have the lawyer potential to deal with their lawyer potential.
Oh, because they paying off everybody. They got it all on lock.
I seen it go down on TikTok a couple times. Somebody else had something just in their trademark, and they had TikTok trying to help them out with comments and stuff. Hey, send it. So I'm like, I made this up myself.
Yeah, like, nah, you shouldn't have just done it. You should have just do it. And anything with just is gonna be kind of tied to us, which don't make no dang sense.
It don't. They just try to capture that essence. That's some power.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm powerful too.
Yeah, but that's just like a magician. Those are my spells. You can't use my spells.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah,
you know how that
works.
Where else just, right? It's in the justice system.
All the words I had to choose.
So that is a, I guess, a spell within itself.
Well, it may be one of those things that people will bring to the forefront just because it's Nike. Smaller
Just
companies doing it, no one will get the point, but bigger companies start to do it where they start to copyright things that you're already putting down on everything or trademarking, saying that you can't use these words at all in anything that is your business, or you know, that's when the people start to kind of together.
no. Now you're gonna do it.
But sometimes the people together along beside Nike because they believe that, well, I want to be able to do that to my words one day.
I know. That's that be the hidden fate in people. Yeah, I'm tagging along
Yeah.
with y'all, but at the end of the day, I got to do some stuff so that I could do the same thing. Cause look how we got y'all going.
Yeah.
Y'all can't do nothing about it, really. Or is that one or a couple?
Couple. See what
That's right.
Yeah, that's business.
This is usual.
That's one of the
No.
funniest
It's
sayings to a lot of people. Business as usual. What the fuck do you mean? Can you expand on that? I don't understand. I didn't read. Like,
There's another thing I watched on
same
Energy.
books.
I might have to post it in your thing, Ty. You might want to watch it. It's pretty decent. It's this yeah, guy talking about vibrations, how like this French scientist found these 12 different spectrums of energy, and how he was syncing like the different vibrational forces like of like a nature, I think, to these different vibrations, and how he found like in the middle there is like the thing that's closest to the what he called source. He called it unity.
Unity.
And that's why the scientist was so frantic at trying to find the equations to solve the universe, the God equation. Like solve the how do they put it? The upper forces with the low. No, they don't say that. Hey, I'm gonna look it up. It's like three forces that's separate in physics, but they try to combine it into one perfect equation, and nobody's done it yet.
interesting. So like
Like
forces.
the strong weak force and
Yeah, the
electromagnetic.
weak force and the strong force and electromagnetic. Yeah, you got it.
He said the upper and the lower.
That's actually, they probably wouldn't call it that. There's probably a guy was like, but I said upper and lower. Like, yeah, but you didn't come to the meeting early enough, and
That was just the
we're going with
outline.
strong and weak.
Weak one would have been the lower, right? The upper.
Yeah,
I know it was something that was the opposite.
yeah, we're always using the opposite game.
Let me type it in.
The funny thing is, the science is actually on the same thing that a lot of people call spiritual are on. You know, trying to figure out where the duality and the oneness kind of, have that borderline.
Where the two split.
That's
Yeah.
why I was interested in science. I was like, yo, what is this? What is this borderline? How much I gotta learn to try to get there? I was like, wait a second.
Hold on a second.
What's happening?
That way. Right here.
There are no borders, but we have words to describe them.
Yeah.
Lines.
I looked it up and say, what is God equation in physics? Of the universe, space-time gave rise to the ultimate physics equation, the God equation, where all particles, physical continents, equations, laws originates Also, mathematical demonstrations, calculations, so that the aforementioned originate from a space-time.
Yeah.
So,
I think it was also they were trying to find out the subtle, what they called subtle energies at that time, and that's how he was actually came into certain types of like radio. I think there's certain types of frequencies he was always using. But you know,
yeah.
even like in CERN,
They
like
trying
in
to do
CERN, like
what they trying to
oh,
do.
the little quarks and stuff when they find them in like their like the particle accelerator, right when it's like inside the collector, like
You see what bounces off.
it's still just a wave of energy.
It's just a more subtle form that they wasn't able to detect until that collision.
Yeah, like it's these.
Isolate.
I gotta turn off my Wi-Fi. I think I'm cutting in and out.
I'm sorry.
You know, you guys are cutting in and out because of my Wi-Fi.
We're both cutting in and out.
That's why it is. Everybody, even the scientists, on the pursuit of happiness.
I know mine just that mine froze up.
You said it froze up?
Yeah, like my whole computer just froze. It never did that before.
See, talk about time continuum.
Space-time continuum. That's what the computer's in itself.
Regal earlier, remember?
Yeah.
He said it might be too powerful.
But that was something too. What'd he say?
Leave the mysteries alone.
But that's
a lot of
we tying it together right
Yep.
now.
I was just trying to keep everybody in a in a safe space.
A comedic space is where I like to go.
Because the aliens tell me they're like Regal, why the fuck you ain't telling these people to stop trying to poke our shit around? And I'm like, I try to tell them, but they don't want to listen.
I remember coming back. It was a journey where I didn't go on YouTube for like a week. I didn't like do that much conversation that had me contemplating life. And then I went into a journey, and then I came back, and then like I didn't still go on YouTube for like a couple days. And I finally talked to people, and one of the first things I was noticing, I was like, oh, so we're philosophizing. We're trying to put things together. Like, oh, that's what we think we're doing, okay? And then the thoughts started coming up to tag along. But it was like this whole mechanism that was just going on. It's like, all right, that's what we're doing right now. I like it.
searching the boxes of belief for the owner's manual or the instruction manual on how to deal with yourself. No, it's somewhere in one of these beliefs. Hold on, come on. One of these.
It was a line by Currency, one of my favorite rappers. He got this whole album called The Owner's Manual. And during the first song, he don't even rap. He just be like talking some shit on it. He was like, The Owner's Manual. You don't get it till you get it. Get it? I don't just get it.
Get it.
The Owner's Manual. You gotta get it. Then you just get it. And then you still quite gotta flip through. Like I did tech when I used to work like so-called professionally in the technician field in the schools. The big thing was every technician still Googles stuff. You gotta look up and get a problem. Don't be afraid to Google something.
But even in medical, they tell us we have to look it up too.
Oh, y'all better.
You know, like some of the procedures require you to look it up. I'm like, what? But I guess, yeah.
Army.
Trying to go Leonardo
You said they
da
went to
Vinci,
the
just experiment.
They went to the lawyer in the Army, and they asked the lawyer, like, hey, how do we do this legally?
And the lawyer said, "Hold on, let me get that answer." And he went on Google.
Yeah.
A $30,000, a $200 an hour lawyer.
Mm. It's because it's
Oh,
not
that's
always
crazy.
it's not just looking up the thing, it's knowing what to look up.
For real.
The situation.
That's what it is. Having those key
But
points to tie into.
Yeah, that's why it's the keyboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a bunch of letters and symbols on there. Gotta learn the combination.
Isn't that what?
Yeah.
Was that his
It's a
name
lot
from?
like a combination.
And Ali K, even sometimes I'm using this text to AI generator to text. I learned from this other guy, you can write anything. In the
Yeah.
expansiveness of consciousness, and it'll come up with something. He was like a Bliagagoid on the planet Slukal. And it came up with something. And I just made that up. I gotta see how to spell it.
Yeah, it doesn't care if the word is actually a real word. It'll kind of make the word into kind of like a. It does, I think, similar to what Google does. It finds words that are similar to that word and then takes one of the words that is the closest.
Did you mean?
Makes sense.
But instead of did you mean, it's like, I'm gonna show you something.
Yeah.
Have you think a little more. Did you mean, did I mean what I mean?
And its ability to produce a dream world, I think, I'm not sure exactly how they're doing it because they were training it on the different Google images that
Which
same
one?
way as like, you know, when you put into Google, you put in the words
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and it'll search for an images the same way. They
Yeah.
use that similar search engine, but then it takes all the images that it sees and kind of is looking at them like, oh, this is what he means, what this word means. Okay,
With a whole
I'm gonna run
different
with
eye
this
to
image.
it. Whole different
Yeah, now I'm gonna
aspect.
put this in my picture. Yeah,
That's the flip side to it, the psychedelic side. Like, oh, I was just outputting information because it was stored in me, but now this is how I'm looking at the information that I have inside of me. This is my story. Yo, I saw that website before. This is how I felt at this
think about a
time when it was
child.
made.
How when a child is tell a child to draw something and like they're accessing their memory the same, but they just can't put the output the same way that a computer's able to right now.
Mm-hmm.
Until you have one of these kids that's a savant and has the ability to kind of put out that, you know, skill.
That's what I'm working on. Because my drawing ain't that good. I'm trying. I'm working with technology and knowing that I actually know how to learn technology and the math that I came across, it all comes into play into like, yo, this is how you work this. This is how you work me
But-
or talk to me.
But to be fair, you say it's not good, but like, there's no right and wrong in art, you know.
Oh yeah, for real, for real.
Yeah, it's not going to be bad.
I seen some people that I really want to copy, but I want to be on mushrooms when I do it, so I can be in my own element. Where they have their whole room where they could just throw paint on the canvas and then like pick up this brush and throw, wah, or
Oh yeah, emotional pain.
yeah, I want to do that so bad. Or have the things where they have the bucket.
You know,
they got the
they say
thing
that
that
there's
make the
patterns to
spiral.
that.
What they do?
Oh, I was saying they say there's patterns to that. Even though those people are kind of doing it like emotional, if you watch a certain amount of their paintings over time, there's a certain pattern to their emotions
You
or
can't help it.
how they're actually. Yeah, no matter what you do, it's in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for coming through, Regal. Yeah, you can't help that. I see that even with raps that I do. Even when I try to switch up the flow a bit, when I start getting into like a certain element, I'm like, yo, all right, I know I made this. I know I made that line. This is like this other song. Or something. I mean, I tried to stay away, but that's just what happens.
Oh no, you froze.
Oh, I froze.
Yeah, you froze and then it cut you off. But
I'll be right back.
Oh, there you go. You're back.
All right. I still got the face. Yo, let's see if I could do a trick on you without you knowing. Like I'm a jester you right now. Come on, work. Turn around.
Eddie. Oh my god, what in the world?
I'm trying to see if the filter will work.
Oh, the Pixar face. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a face.
You know how like Pixar faces the his it puts a Pixar face on him like a kind of a kid cartoon character.
It's still trying to use that X split. Let us see what's
Yeah.
going on.
Where their eyes get really big and their cheeks kind of get round.
Oh, with the little cute animals?
No, you didn't see his Pixar face? Yeah. Animals have it in all the cartoons too, yeah.
My jester powers thing. Oh, that's because I turned off the filter.
Yeah, what's the filter called?
Let me go back to it.
I've noticed the filters are actually getting really good at actually face tracking.
Yeah, like fit into your face.
Yeah, the actual fit to the face is really getting good.
It was like two different kind of Shrek filters I was going through that was showing that. One was like a whole face that sit on top, and one was one that kind of like forms to your face and skin and hairline.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if it works. Oh, she moved. You moved.
Sorry. I'm here.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know, your face would
Yeah. She looks just like the daughter in whatchamacallit, Despicable Me.
Can I see it?
If you could go on the Discord camera, I got my camera shared in Discord.
Yeah, it's on Discord.
Oh no.
If Alley Cat was a Disney cartoon.
Yeah. Disney Alley.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did YouTube and Facebook and Twitter.
I want you to see it before I cut it off.
Chat.
It's just black with the.
Just look at guys. You might have to leave. Well, if you leave and come back, it's not gonna be there. I think it's because the phone is. I want to see somebody actually use this now to make like a little movie.
Yo, we gotta do it. I did a little bit. I used the TikTok filter to make that UFO video when I saw them in the sky and stuff like that. But this would be
I am part Asian.
next level.
The cartoon don't lie.
Oh, what happened? Too much processing? Why just cut off?
It's too funny. That was cute. Thank you. Oh.
It looks extremely cute. Put one of the cats up. Does it do with the animals?
You want to see if it
Jester
works?
powers, I could do anything.
Oh yeah.
What's this? Come here, kitties.
I think
After
that
you learn to
sinister
off
feeling is
that.
what makes the jesters pop up as the jesters in the first place.
I think certain people get the sinister jesters more because they have like a certain more of a sinister side that they can tune into. And just by being able to tune into these things, you call up these essences of you when you're in these certain states.
Every time I see the Joker face, I'm like, yup. You seen it all. Batman trying to stop you. But we'll let the story play out.
Hey,
Yeah.
Todd.
Hey.
Adobe is kind of cool for shirt designs. Never tried to use it before.
Using a template?
Yeah.
Ooh. I remember
Which
that.
which
you just
Adobe
put it back in
program?
memory.
Adobe Express.
Oh, okay.
Express Photoshop or something?
What is it? It's
Or Illustrator?
oh
You got
yeah,
that whole package, or you on the subscription?
the subscription. It got the whole package though.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to show this image I had made in Photoshop. If I can, 'cause I didn't really describe a lot of art that I put it out there.
Adobe
Yeah,
wins the game with a lot of these programs right now because of the way that they kind of have their things to integrate with each other so smoothly.
That's why they're able to charge so much.
Yeah.
I was looking at
Smooth integration
Substance 3D paint.
allows the ability to charge very easy.
Oh yeah, that's dope.
I created this, and it was alongside AI and what I was able to
Oh,
create
yeah.
in 3D. I used the AI to create a concept image, and then I like extrapolated the mess out of it, tied the mess into it, and then I brought it back into AI again, and then in Photoshop merged it with the light layers to like get some kind of. You see how like where the. Oh wait, no, this is not the one with the mouth on it. This is the oil paint.
It looks like
This
you're
was one
crazy
before.
throwing psilocybin out of that mushroom. Like, come here.
Yeah,
Or you're
yeah,
putting
it
it in
was.
there. Like,
It was called like the Great Connection. That was the vibe I kept getting. Like, oh, you sat on this mountain, I'm here. Like, got into this certain vibe where now I can
yeah.
talk to you or reveal myself.
Yeah, that's the other thing that I think is gonna do real good with like this AI thing. When you start being able to merge your imagination, not just through verbal, but verbal and through your own images built onto another image. And it'll just keep adding on images, and then you can add into the image, and it's kind of like a collaboration between you and the AI over
There
time.
it is. This is the ultimate collaboration. This is when the snake head came in. Because the AI put in this little snake head that now it looks like she's connecting with. So now it's like this more familiar to the human because it's an animal or some kind of instinct kind of thing going on.
Makes sense.
And I use the textures from the AI to make the moon, but the moon in the right corner is actually like 3D. Like if I was to warp around this, but Blender, it'll probably crash OBS if I bring it up right now. But you can actually look around this scene. Like the clouds are procedural. I could take it at different angles.
Oh yeah, you can get different angles.
Yeah, I put some work into this, or to some experience. This was another one I was working on. I didn't upload yet. Oh wait, is this it?
That pink cloud, man. I know that pink cloud.
Oh, I had to work on that pink cow. I was loving that. See this screen right here? I think this is the final.
No, it's still the same pink cloud.
That's still where the mushrooms going through the clouds though.
Yeah.
Dang.
Like some kind of pink cloud.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
this one went through about like 5 different workflows in the art field. Like I put through 5 different things and I worked with it in Blender. Like at first I had it create a face individually, and then I worked those faces onto a mesh on Blender so it can be in 3D. And then I posed them next to each other so it can have like this cool side by side angle. And then I like manipulated a bit in Photoshop with some colors. And then I brought it back into the AI again. Like, what you think about this? And then it added some more machinery-like thing to the left. I mean, to the right one, and some more color around the nose of the left one. And then I merged it back with the original image through like the opacity and everything. And then
the one on the right is like when you take in they both look like you took in like hits of acid or some entheogen. It's like on one side is maybe just like you're microdosing, and then the other one is when you go breakthrough.
Left.
I wish I had Photoshop now, but I had to delete it for space, and they won't let me read down.
On your chat, just how Velvet Wind said both channels merged into one. I don't know how that happened. I've never seen nothing like that.
Yo, it's the great merger, like Simpsons and Family Guy.
Great merger.
It's the truth of time.
If you go over to Ty channel, you can see more of his artwork.
I'm gonna just If y'all seen the one I uploaded, the Wild Man Ninja, but let me do the full bread version. And this was totally his idea too. He was like, "Hey, you should make me a Super Saiyan holding a mushroom." I was like, "Exactly that." And even this in 3D.
The
'Cause I had to
Super
learn a
Saiyan.
lot of techniques to make it. Body change. Work with me.
DJ Nerve 1.
Oh, I think it's gonna work with me. Here, this. Still behind the scene. There we go, right there. I was laughing because I saw I was
Funny
talking
thing
to a
is, the
VR
beard
chat
is
character.
exactly how it is. The beard
Yeah,
ain't
you
no
know,
different.
Super Saiyans really don't have beards, but I was like, he does.
You
Yeah.
give Hulk Hogan.
And here it is with the where's the? See if I can background. This
That's
was
like
when I
John.
was looking into poses and everything in the legs, and that's the face I was basing it.
You gotta find out a way to do like some procedural hair, like unfolding, like like it'll start off like beard of the braided, and it'll kind of unbraid itself, it poof out, and then do the glow.
Oh, yeah. I see what you mean.
Might have to hit this Patron with you, guy.
You
Oh, it's
charming
foul
up.
taste.
I guess I'll take a shot. I'll take a shot. Why not?
Oh, let me see if I can plug in my other hard drive so I can go into what the AI was coming up with certain terms I was putting in, which was kind of suspicious.
It was suspicious.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
To the human mind, at least. Like, I'm not surprised. Hard drive. Got so many hard drives. But let me just search the folder. Because I like to ask the AI a lot of questions. Like, I had to pay for the subscription on Discord in order to keep on asking the AI to, like, paint images and stuff like that. And I was just like, I don't care. If I got 200, I'm just going to, I want to ask.
Have you gotten access to the GPT?
On Google? The engine or
GPT.
something?
No, GPT-3 has a certain access.
I just was looking really into that yesterday. I kept the tab open so I can do it. Somebody was talking about how they used it to clone somebody's voice so they can have it say something else.
Yeah, GPT-3 has the ability to use a whole bunch of different other AI, like build up base. So it can kind of do a whole lot of stuff. It's even capable of making games in small, format.
Games?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. At least now. They were I think it made like a mimic of Mario. I think it was Mario.
Huh? The mimic of Mario.
Like
Yeah.
the 64 or the 2D version? Like the
It was one of the 2D video games. That's why I think it was Mario.
Mario, huh?
It is intuitive how Mario was put together. And there's different ways you can. Like, it's crazy how it was engineered.
It's intuitive to us, but the first AIs that were playing Mario, they didn't know what to do in Mario.
Yeah, like why am I supposed to walk forward?
Yeah, like first, figuring out. Yeah, first to just figure out how to walk forward was difficult for them, and then the mushrooms. They're like, what? What's this? It keeps walking at me, like type thing. Like every time I get to this one spot, I run into something. I don't know what it is. And then they were like, had a whole lot of problems with the different holes. But they actually trained one AI that didn't even respond, didn't even play the game by actually trying to look at the game. It just figured out how to jump and run in a certain way that you could get to the end.
Oh, it's somebody I watch frequently on YouTube called 2 Minute Papers, and he was reviewing this AI that learned how to complete this game of tag or hide and seek or something, and eventually it learned how to jump over the map in this way that wasn't programmed to do.
Yeah,
In
it
order
could
to
check
complete
controls. Yeah,
it.
yeah. But that's also how they You ever seen them take like a game and find like the old beta information inside of it? They have a way to kind of plug all the controllers into like basically an algorithm that can mess around with button mashing enough that I can figure out how to find and pull up old parts of the like programming. And a lot of times they'll do stuff like that, learn how to fly, become invincible and stuff like that just by having all the different button mash combinations.
I still remember on Nintendo, up, down, left, right, BA.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
That shit never goes away.
There's some GTA codes. When I'm in there, if I look at it once, I know what's going on. And probably some other games, because I used to really be into the cheat codes. I'm like, yo, what's going on?
Yeah, and like with the Mario, like I think it was on Mario that was the code, but then they used it on a lot of different other Marios.
Contra had it.
Yeah, Contra.
Yeah, Contra. All the Konami games had it.
I have to verify somebody real quick. Coco.
Cheat codes. Don't verify them.
Then the Game Genie came out.
I'm about to see if I can use Ninja.
They didn't answer the question right. Do you believe in aliens? They was like, what the fuck? Hell no. I don't believe in aliens. You're right. You're correct. Right? Then it's like, I do believe in aliens. You're correct. Right answer. That's the right answer.
I need a wrong answer.
Ain't none of those.
You should have showed up. You get the right answer no matter what.
No matter what. Wrong answer would be, what is an alien? And you can't come in. The doors is locked. I wish I could. I wish I owned this filter, Just Ty. It'd be dope if,
Which one you on?
What's his name? It's the Scorpion one.
Oh yeah, the Scorpion. Yeah.
Scorpion.
You could probably find like a site. It's probably not going to be in Google. You probably have to search it through another search engine. You could probably find a site that can get you all those filters if you're not able to access them.
Yeah, if you're not, yeah.
I'll come up with it for you. I'll make it a video and everything.
Yeah, what's the name? I started just typing stuff in. Just typing whatever came to mind, Which it ain't that much. It's not that much. They got Naruto. They got Naruto.
Yeah, they probably have all the different anime ones because I know like the kids probably are. You probably go ask Blake. He's like, "Oh, Dad, come on now. You don't know how to do this, Dad. Come on.
I showed him the Naruto one. I was like, yeah. He was like, do you know who my favorite character is?
Who does he like? Broccoli? Who is he like?
I forgot who he said because I never heard the characters before.
Oh,
Neji?
And you can make faces. I don't remember who he said. I don't even remember.
He can make faces, he said? Maybe
Yeah,
Gar.
like it moved with your mouth and stuff.
I
Gotta
can show
move.
y'all something I was working on.
Yeah, let's see.
Cause I was trying to make a new one, but something going on.
Oh yeah, if you could probably get into making them too, Ty. Yeah, figure out how you can kind of do the map over.
Yeah. I want no. I mean, like do it live. I want to ask y'all some prompts, like what you and Master Creator was doing. Come up with some stuff live.
Oh yeah, for like the pipe.
Yeah.
The super bomb.
Can y'all see my Discord screen? Yeah, y'all can see it.
Yeah.
I typed in Manderbot Fractal Jester Face. This was one of them, which was kind of like really human. Kind of make this cheese stuff in the background.
Kind of like a robot.
Yeah. Made the asymmetrical though, which is rare for the AI. But this was just based off a prompt for those that's new to it.
Yeah.
This was on one right here. I was thinking of working with this.
Oh dang, yeah, that one looked dope right there. Yeah.
Here goes. I like this one a lot. They got some depth to it.
Yeah. Oh, that look, yeah. That almost looked like the Manderbot like.
There you go, the Manderbot one, where they got the actual fractals. They kind of made these like kind of relaxed Renaissance faces, just their faces. Think about it.
I like that one. That looks like a cat.
Which this was my favorite one. I don't know why I skipped it. I was going to try to recreate this one. I actually got this one in Blender right now. With the little hair puffs at the top.
Or Panda.
Panda.
And it was funny because when I was playing the Detroit Become a Human game, he had the artist guy had the. Oh wait, this is not showing on. He had the artist guy. The artist guy had his robot paint something for him. He was like, imagine, just write whatever comes to you, blah blah blah. But what's coming to him is everything that humans ever thought, or at least having a public domain of internet. No, you don't know. Just like a person. Like, all right, let's just sit back and watch.
The Watcher. Why is it echoing?
Yeah, you're getting that echo, Ty.
That me echoing?
It's I think when you're on it. Yeah, when you're on Ty's screen, you get the echo.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah.
it's probably because I'm mirroring it or something. Let me see if I got any more. I think it's gonna fail, but I want that error message.
Which link were you on?
On the general, I used up all my newbie. It's like, oh, you've been here a lot of times. And then they actually sent me a message one. Oh, interaction failed.
Yeah, you got to do the multiple email thing and always keep accessing it through doing email.
But one I can do right now is the Dolly Mini. That's what I can.
Oh yeah, Dolly will allow you to do their many. It's the Dolly 2 that they're only allowing certain access to.
Yeah, you know the Dolly Mini was actually created by some people outside the agency, and that's why they have this other one you can click on at the bottom because they was like asked to change their name.
Mm,
It's
What?
called Crayon. Yeah, I love
great.
like crayons, like you draw. Oh, I get it there. All right, what's the prompt I should put in? Somebody give me something.
A prop for the wait, hold on, let me see.
Like an image, something that you see right now.
Oh, I'm seeing the Joker face.
Where?
Yeah,
Oh my! I'm using it on the snap camera.
Hmm.
put it in Shiva.
Shiva, yeah, Shiva.
Where is Shiva?
We're all right here.
Right
Shiva
now.
Everywhere and
in
nowhere.
the Shiva every.
Everywhere.
I'm gonna have to put that everywhere.
It's gonna be like, okay, I can do everywhere and nowhere. That's no
I'm gonna
problem.
put in 8K, even though this one gives out a low resolution. Octane render. Psychedelic style. I got the It's the different ones. Like I found out the Midjourney one is trained off of public models before 2019. So anything after that, it won't be able to generate a concept of. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, the internet it learned on is older. Yeah.
But the Dolly 2 is like up to date, and people using it for animation now. I saw somebody holding their hand out, and it was their real hand, and then they asked the AI to generate a video of glass, different kind of glasses in their hand, different shapes, and it just was like morphing into the different meshes just by
Did you see
itself.
the sneaker one?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I looked that up.
The sneaker designer takes like hours to design the sneaker, and the AI looks at it and designs the new sneaker
Yeah, I did
with
that.
full images.
I
Yeah.
did that. If I was able to sign into my Midjourney account, but they keep trying to get me to sign. Oh, if I sign in on Chrome, then I can trick them. Rebrowse. They keep trying to get me to
Shit,
sign into the same account. I'm like, yo, I don't want to sign into that. They're my cookies, bro.
Even when you signed out.
Yeah, I signed out, and then they just kept saying, "Oh, do you mean?" I'm like, "No," and there's no button or nothing. It's like
Oh
continue.
yeah. I'm telling you, I erased my cookies, bro. I have to remember all my passwords all over again.
Oh yeah. They'll get rid of the cookies.
Yeah.
Here it is. Now I know.
All that remember me stuff goes away, and you like, oh man, what was the password I leave for this one?
I
All of
shall
ours
be
are
forgetting.
similar but different.
Your iPhone will try to use your face and give it like this weird code that it does.
Mine's just broke because I had dropped my phone, so I had to get used to typing in my
Oh
code
yeah,
again.
see,
I was like, I missed
you
the
lost all
face.
your access again. Yeah. Oh, we
I was
can't see your
dropping.
face. You lost access.
Like I missed the just flash real quick. But it does come with a toll. They got me. But I got me. No, this is me. Authorized. Alright, I got it now. Here we go. Browser. But here goes the majesty. Here goes my blueprints, as I say. Talking in some conversation. See how other people talking. It's a neon mask from the future. They came up
Oh,
with this.
hey, see, with that other app thing, you can take that and make it a face. Oh, wow, yeah. Ty,
Yeah.
let me
And I'm learning
see.
in Blender how to even do it more in depth and stuff like that. So you can tweak every every individual property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any of them that are giving you actual 3D images yet?
That you can move around. It's one,
Yeah.
but I didn't test it out yet. And this one that I'm showing now is what the snake one was based off of. I asked a girl sitting on a hill observing the moon in the sky at nighttime, Stars in Sky by Peter
I'm
Morboris.
surprised Blender doesn't have some kind of small thing in it already, because Blender's always adding so many different
Oh, it
things to
will.
it.
It will sooner or later.
Blender AI.
And with this image I'm showing you right here, I had took this one, and this the one that I had changed around, so it had looked like the mushrooms popping out of the sky and everything, and then the tubes coming out. I used a couple textures for this one. This one was a futuristic gun, highly detailed Blade Runner. It kind of made the trigger on the opposite side of where you kind of wanted to be, the handle to be. I'm like, hey, it's the future. What do I know?
Yeah, they figured out this is more ergonomically, you know.
It's not so much recoil that you gotta worry
Yeah.
about.
You just flick your finger away instead of pulling.
Other was just this was one. Oh wait, let me see if that Dolly Mini one ever came up. Got so many tabs open. Did it cancel out or something? I don't even see
Sometimes
it.
they have like that time.
Dang, sorry. It's like that whole tab is gone. I'm gonna type it in again. It's like, hey, you really exited this? I'm gonna type it again. I'm gonna type it in Dolly Mini.
Did the tab get closed down?
Yeah, I don't know if I did it by accident moving around.
If you can grab it from your history in enough time, it may still have that access.
Yeah, that's wild. Not even showing up. Oh, there it is. Open.
It may be
It's
just
not
taking a
opening.
little bit of time.
That's funny.
How many tabs do you have open? It may just be your tabs are holding up a lot of your cache.
At least let me close 8 right now.
It's like, well, I'll close down a cluster of 8. Yeah, you know.
Let me close down another 4. I'll be opening up them portals. But, that one.
This look like rocket science right now.
Okay. Shiva.
It's all rocket science.
Man, look like it's right.
Is it? But did you leave it alone with like a kid for a couple of days, or you leave it alone? You stay in there for a couple of weeks with it, and it's like, oh, okay. Let me tell you how it becomes a whole new way that you speak.
Oh wow! And I'm looking at it and I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch a whole YouTube video and have it walk me through.
Yeah.
What you trying to do?
Create like the Instagram filter.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I've been into that. The Spark AR app.
Yeah.
I created a couple shirts like that so they can like pop off and stuff like that when you scan them. That would
Yeah,
that would involve getting into Blender, or even if you got a certain image, if it's a 2D image that you can create, you can make it pop off. And they have
There's
a
a lot of
templates in there
businesses
to
that are
help you.
missing out on that understanding.
Oh
They
no,
have
you
certain
know,
things.
I got a plan for that. I wanted to go, and this is free game, I guess. You know, I'm gonna be using
They can have different codes or certain things in certain shirts, certain merch.
Yeah, I was thinking of the taco stand I was at. They have their particular logo, and I was going to create a logo for them. I mean, recreate their logo, but make it 3D, and then have it so when people on Instagram or something like that, they can scan it, and then it will pop off, and then like say something cool or something like that. And be
Yeah,
moving
or maybe
around
give
and
them like
trace it.
a certain code or something, like a access to a certain deal or
Yeah,
whatever.
for doing the do, for seeing
Yeah.
this kind of experience in this. I typed in Shiva psychedelic. It came up with some things. That's highly familiar.
Yeah, Shiva. So many different images of that same deity. It's like, dang, bro.
Fat, skinny.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this one.
6 arms, 2 arms, 4 arms.
I heard going in a loading
This
screen.
means that which is not. Shiva
That which
means
is not.
that which is not. And they call anybody who realizes that quality Shiva as well. So if one realizes the Shiva, you can you see everything as Shiva,
Everything.
because the darkness, the light, the all encompassing, whatever, you can never put your hand on it, never put your finger on it. The tongue can't taste itself. So we are the fountainhead of our own seeking. That's why part of that, we were talking earlier, somebody Regal, trying to find Higgs boson, and intellect looks farther and further into the darkness, he's going to find something.
Every time.
Every time.
He was looking. I had to make it up for you.
Even if it's not that, you're going to see it and you're going to be like, that's it right there.
Yeah.
It might not still be it.
This is gonna be one eye looking back.
Oh, man. Oh, dang. It's only 1:30. Yeah, it's 1:30. I think I'm about to head out, y'all.
All
I'm
right,
gonna
true.
post Ty stream so y'all can jump over to Ty stream.
Hey, thanks for coming through, True.
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for this was kind of dope. Live streaming on 2 channels at one time. But both of them showing 2 different things.
Yeah. You gotta be
Made
switching back and
possible.
forth.
Got these spells. We in the work, but we know what we worth. We in the
Yeah.
work, but we know what we worth. Not a
Work.
work of magic.
Working our worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, but all right, you well, Shiva, Alley Cat. I see y'all tomorrow. It'll be every day with it.
One man. Have a good one.
What else should I type in?
It seems to be more into doing the faces than any like full body.
Yeah, it could have showed anything.
Yeah, that Shiva there looks like a little bit like Shiva and Ganesh a little bit to me. The one that has him sitting there.
Let's see.
No, the other one.
This one?
That one too, actually, as well. Yeah.
Oh, this one. I see what you mean with the little I about to say horn. Trousers, trunk.
Tusk. Like oh, from a distance, I'm looking at it from a distance. It kind of has that Akhenaten face. You know, the elongated type face.
Uh-huh.
It's the smeared.
Sumerian gods.
Yeah, one of the pharaohs of Egypt. This is like a Buddha Shiva.
Yeah, the symmetry of it and everything. The fat face, the round face. Eyes closed. Yeah, I think they all got their eyes closed. Or no eyes. No, this one got eyes.
I like the colors that they use. Did you add a color ratio, or did they just go for
I
that?
put a psychedelic art style. I found that adds some color to it.
You should try putting in like Alex Gray or artists that you know that have a certain style to them, and see what happens in that.
I did that with that Alex Gray one where he's looking into the fourth dimension. Which one should I do this time? I got Alex Gray. I don't even have to put art style. Looking into the unknown.
Yeah. Opening the doors of the unknown.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you come out of an experience. You get back from doing mushrooms or something like that, and you come out and you have like a saying that you're saying. You should try putting that saying in there. See what the AI has to visualize for it.
Start this one. I think I can run some.
You don't ever notice that if any of them have an algorithm that is becoming more personalized to your request, have you?
I've been using Disco Diffusion more than any of the other ones. That take like a good 10 minutes to come up with an image. And I'm starting to like really get the feel it like back and forth. Starting to get the feel of that one. Just takes long. Hey, y'all do.
It's like, yeah, but I'm going through your personal files right now. How would you like it? That's what I'm trying to do. Right? The image is no problem. But I'm looking at every ad we've ever showed you.
But know your role and play it well.
Know your role and play it well. Yeah, in the moment.
They got this door, kind of like the Alex Gray on there.
Gotta hit the bell. Get closer.
Ooh.
Oh, that one's nice. It's like the organs out a different creature altogether. It's like, well, I'm kind of humanoid, but yeah, I got one of these Fandaglers here.
This one's showing the like kind of body. It's like it's showing the
Yeah,
chakras too.
yeah.
Looks like
But you
it's
remember the
almost.
pregnancy one? I think that one saw the pregnancy one. It's trying to do like its own version.
It's holding the
Oh,
stomach.
the Alex Gray's pregnant. I think it was his
Opening the
wife.
doors. That is a door.
Yeah, yeah, the baby.
Whoa. They like they added some depth, some blur to this too.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I was gonna say. That kind of looks like it's in the background, like a huge heavenly door behind a mountain.
Yeah. A lot of yellow going on too.
You know that? What do they call it? Devil's Peak or something like that. That flat top mountain that was in that movie.
What they say is a tree or something.
Yeah, it used to be a tree. Yeah, or a mushroom. It always looked
Mm-hmm.
like more like a mushroom to me than a tree. Giant mushroom.
I know it's like all cylinder.
Yeah, and then it has like these like mushrooms come off in these little fibers sometimes like that. When you the small ones in the yard, if you pick them up and you pinch them to see if they're gonna bloom or not, they'll sometimes branch off. And that mountain, I think, also has like these columns that kind of come up and branch off just like that. It's like hexagon kind of columns that make it all together.
Oh, this one got two perspectives at the same time. Like art world talk.
Yeah. Am I looking at you or am I looking to the left?
Think something more. And these are
They
all
all
unique images too. Like they never
they're all
been
doing
created
that
before.
glow. That ethereal glow, that halo type thing that's supposed to happen when you become awakened.
That's definitely there, opening the doors of the unknown. Like he like who? Oh,
That's dual
that's
perspective.
me.
Yeah.
That's me.
You, you know when you get double perspective when you go into that state?
Yeah, like that's me looking at me. That's me. And little circles that surround the crown too. I like how it did that. Like real particular.
Yeah. I like how it swirls.
Hey, like you know, you see
It
the
almost looks
thing.
like there's worlds inside those eyes. I gotta zoom in.
Yeah, like you see the thing and it's the thing. In it. Hmm. They got these striking rays around it too. I guess it's like Alex Gray style.
You know what these remind me of? Like 19 like 50s, 60s, like sci-fi book covers.
Be in their mind right now.
Asimov type stuff.
That's cool. This one kind of iffy. There.
It's got a library behind it, right? Is that a library?
I can see that being books.
It's like a twisted library.
Like I read them all.
Yes. This is my knowledge.
I use all these
I'm
eyes to read them at the same time. That's like it.
Those are all the portals
David
you
said she
amassed.
loved that Halo
you accumulate. Those are all the portals you accumulate from the books that you read.
Yeah, all the different accesses. Books have opened up
Oh,
many
here goes
realms.
another door kind of thing that looks like an Egyptian door. How they would draw
Yeah.
the arch.
Or Linga.
What's call those things? Cartouche?
Hey, Velvet, we in the beyond right now. She said this art is beyond.
The door itself looks like it's got some eyes in it.
Yeah, the doors do have eyes in there. It's like I see you trying to come in. Like I'm aware of myself too. That's how awareness goes around here. No. I know what I am.
That's probably very similar to how an experience like that would be too. Like the doors would open up and then the shape would come out and it form itself into humanoid as it's coming through.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I'm
that's
just
how you think I
and then boom, it's your grandma. Yeah, I fractalized myself back together, honey. Let me tell you a story real quick before I have to go back through there.
Them fractals be something else. them pain triggers. Like, oh, this got me. And then whoop. Well, let's deal with it right now. Here I am, grandson. Just for you. Right,
You take that to Spielberg and he'll make a whole movie out of it.
And soon I'm gonna be able to do that. But I'm already in the process of doing that kind of stuff with the
Like
the Starfall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean, getting a team together. Because with every movie he was doing, I was watching how he made the Jurassic Park. They were gonna use puppets for the dinosaurs, but then some team that he hired came up with they used the puppets in order to know where the animation should move. So they came up with this thing and they just showed it to him like, hey, look at this. He was like, yo, this is what we gotta go with. And they put the money into it and just made it work.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of those good sci-fi directors do that. They go and mix the technology of the time, technology that they know.
Yeah, work with what you know. Like, why
That's how The
reinvent
Matrix
the
ended
wheel?
up being so good.
I've been going through that. Come to realize why reinvent the wheel? You know what you know. Bring what you know and it's gonna come out different anyway. I just do it. Like
A
how
lot of
Plato
times
used
too.
to say.
Oh, go ahead. What you were saying? What's Plato say?
I was gonna say what an old person said. What Plato was saying about the world of reflections, how it's no perfect circle. It's just a reflection of the perfect circle that exists in another world.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's similar to what I was going to say too. A lot of times too, it doesn't have to be as perfect and high graphics or anything like that. As long as you have that story and that passion behind it, people will sit there and like it. Especially these kids now. Some of the things that I've watched them watch just because of the story.
Yeah. That's why the Starfall I'm working on is a bunch of squares.
Yeah.
And triangles and circles and
Actually, if you make it real simple and you can make it so you can make it episodic, like people will watch it just because of the episodes. They're like, "Well, I got to see what's coming next episode." And don't let it get too big with the kids, because then they'll be like, they'll go fan crazy over it. And all it is like some shark.
Comic-Con or something.
So what gave you the idea?
Like the Minecraft kids.
Yeah,
I see them at conferences. It's real funny. I love them. I love it because it's me.
yeah,
I be like that too.
yeah. It's a part of you see expressed out.
Here go the last one. Oh, this one just like I'm on right now.
Yeah,
That face looks so familiar. Like it's beat up, but not really a beat up. Like I seen it. Got me.
I also like how it's putting the depth in there now. It's like that tunnel. You know, the tunnel with the yeah,
It
the
does keep going. That outwardness. That yellow outline, orange outline.
yeah.
If you was to be in there, like it would be really expansive. Like it would. We seeing this in 2D, but in what we call 4D, that would be. Ooh.
It also looks like you're moving pretty fast too. But you know, that's what it feels like or looks like when you're actually in those tunnels sometimes. Like how there'll be one tunnel, but they can kind of branch off into multiples, and you'll
That's
kind of
still
be
the same
twisting
tunnel.
down one way and then going up another way.
I was doing something like that. Did I? I had to see if I
Dragging
uploaded
your
on
fingers
TikTok or
across
something.
realities.
It was something
So
called
what you
tunnel
need in
vision.
your hand.
It was a filter I was working on. I don't know where I uploaded it.
Have you ever done that in real life? Actually, physically had tunnel vision?
Yeah, yeah, on acid a couple times.
Yeah. There's certain times where I've been able to kind of do that.
You know,
Like
naturally. Yeah.
everything else disappears and that thing right there in front of you.
I remember that coming like more into fruition because it was this literal song by this rapper called Kodak Black, and it's called Tunnel Vision. I was like, hey, I know what you meant in this song, bro. It wasn't just the lyrics; it was like deeper. It was a cool moment. I was there washing dishes, listening to the song, microdosing. Like right now, I gotta keep a tunnel vision. I was like, yo, I'm just got the tunnel. Where did I? It's alright.
The itches. Ear bit. Ear itches.
This one
Right
here.
there in the go back to sleep.
Oh, I think it was on TikTok.
Are they still doing TED Talks? I haven't heard any new TED Talks.
Who?
You know how they used to do the TED Talks and then it was TEDx? Because certain things were a little bit out of the scope of TED. So,
Ooh, bro, yo, I could with the one where we said know your role and play it well. Alex Gray detailed the middle one. It looked like it was an operating system for a moment, and the person was in the operating system. Like they being designed, like know your role, bro. That God created the heaven and the earth, right? Oh, that's funny.
hold on, like, look at the top and the bottom of the image, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's like, hold on, like, yeah, we got some kind of alien.
Oh wow.
Like, what is that? You know, like a HUD. That's what they call it.
But you know, that's how I
When
seen myself before in a journey. I was blue. It wasn't this like fractal and pixelated and stuff, but I was a
yeah,
blue thing, and it was like these monks chanting to keep my energy going the way it was going. Or something.
It looks like some kind of new, in the future. Maybe they take pictures like that. Oh yeah, we got to check your aura field. Yeah. Oh.
You know they working on that already, because it was this guy working on like trying to take pictures of your auras and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And people don't believe it.
Yeah, I've seen those Carillion photography.
Yeah. The next level. Like just sit there, don't move, keep your eyes open. Here go 3 people. The Trinity.
Yeah. That's when you wake up in your room and everybody's in there all looking strange.
Like what you want, bro?
He's like got it in his hand. He's smoking that's a pipe in his hand. He's like,
What was in
is
this?
it this? What is in this?
Oh, I like this one. Yeah, well, he really attentive. I got this. Won't mess up. It's got a lot of.
He looks like he's becoming a Naga.
Yeah. See the ears pop about to turn into them serpentine ears.
Looks like his name is Darstu.
Vector Cernion. He definitely runs stuff. I want to be up to his quadrant, but you'd probably be surprised though. Like I just had to take this picture. Oh, this got a little smirk in there. Know your role and play it well.
Cosmic smirk.
Let me save this. And that fractal like honeycomb thing in the changes as it goes up.
It reminds me of that wave that sometimes happens when you see that water wave or the sand wave when they put the vibration on the plate.
Yeah. And they can make it different depending on the vibration, the frequency.
Yeah. There's one that does that. Very similar to that.
I was trying to make those like 2 years ago. Like, alright, I gotta give it. I don't got the right speaker. That's gonna come.
Yeah. You gotta take a speaker and like actually take the diaphragm piece and kind of fix it to the plate, like right in the center of the plate.
Everything aerodynamic.
Because that plate has to kind of just be moving with the diaphragm. You don't really want it touching anything else because that's gonna cancel out the vibration on each corner.
Hey, why does this one look like he's from Africa? It look like a golden crown on the head, kinda like a Buddha kind of thing too. Snake, some kind of serpent.
Trying to see inside the guy.
That serpentine is wisdom. Serpentine. I like the comic book in the background. Batman. Ooh. This one swirls out nice.
Yeah, I like that one because it could be pushing out towards you or going in. It could be convex or concave.
Depending on where you start. I can go back and forth.
Your mind always wants to try to push it towards you, but it can also go in.
Yeah, it's like it's not supposed to pop out, but yeah, it can. Thinking in 3D, especially doing psychedelics and then strengthening it with Blender and stuff, I really like capturing that 3D aspect. But then that other aspect is even like over top of that.
Could you use that like as a wrap?
Yeah, I can. And I found another AI program that can enhance it. The details
Yeah.
in there, since this outputs it at a low resolution. And I can go in Photoshop and change some around, like if the eyes wasn't right, or like try to paint in the bottom part through cloning.
Yeah. I wouldn't actually even fix where the eyes are. Maybe just like maybe cut it and mirror one half of the face so it'd be like equal, but
Yeah, that's what the
the way
guys
that
do
it's
on
kind of a
YouTube.
little off is all right.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. But when the computer, I have something that auto generates it, it kind of turns it off a bit. But the guy on YouTube is where I got that idea from. Where I said that he did what you said. He literally just like cut it in half and mirrored it, brought it over.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes one with a couple eyes. That's past the Renegon and the Shining Gun. He combined them all. They combined them all.
These actually look really like how you when you look at people sometimes, especially when you look them out of the peripheral of your vision when you're on mushrooms. How their face is usually not really together. It's kind of swirling around with the colors.
Before you say, "Oh, that is this."
Yeah. And you turn them into whoever you call them normally.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Or you give them the double look twice, and they're looking at you crazy. Like what?
You try
What?
to say something. They got something to say, and then
Nothing,
sometimes you
nothing.
come up with something like, "Yeah, actually." That mind be thinking so quick, you just go with it instead of saying, "Wait, I thought I saw something."
Yeah.
Last one right here. Like a stickman, an Enderman. Hello, the peacock kind of thing behind them.
Yeah, the eyes.
Behind they.
Oh, hot. Oh, just those whirlpools of black holes.
Yeah.
It's like, where are you gonna go?
Manny Purica or the sacral chakra.
Oh, I see it too.
Right,
It's right. It's
right
the one
below
swirl.
the navel.
His hands are actually merged into it.
And wings.
Like what you think I'm doing? Everything.
I'm experiencing right now.
Yeah.
You want some of this?
Here, just touch my arm a bit. It was some guy on TikTok I was watching. He said he built a machine that can allow him to connect with the energy of the earth. And it was like, it had some electronics connected to it, and he had to dig it into the ground like a stake. And he said, watch, when I just put my arm into it, my finger on this, boom, I'm feeling the whole energy of the earth, man. It was wild. I think I liked it.
He was grounding himself.
Yeah. It was funny. Oh, I didn't say that.
The thing is, you can get a certain tingle if you ground yourself and you're like isolated from the ground itself.
Yeah, I was wondering if he got a thing. I was like, he ain't jump. That's something.
Basically, like a voltage pump.
But hey, you and Shiva, I think I'm gonna tie you on out of here. Use the restroom.
All
right. Meditate out.
Have a good night.
Hey, y'all have a good one as well.
Thanks for showing these images.
Hey, we was here to make it happen.
Thank you.
No telling what conjured it up. Hey, Alley Cat, have a good one. I think that was you.
Dude.
Peace out.
One.
Hey, everybody out there on YouTube, be sure to share, like, and tune into the next one. And know your role, play it well in whatever existence that plays out in. And Velvet, thanks for coming on through too. Thanks for coming on through, tying along the whole time. Y'all see her in there. I don't know why I didn't have that pop up. Y'all see it now. Have a good night.